And it worked. Oh my God,
Oh my God.
worked. I did it.
Yay!
I did an intro.
Hey, Harley. Fantastic.
Welcome everybody who made a poor mistake to tune in this evening.
Like yours truly.
It's me, Dr. Harley, and I'm here tonight with Tooké Puppet from France.
Originally, yeah, I'm Americanized now.
You're Americanized now.
Yes, which is why Nimrod got rid of the accent, because it was really annoying. It was really hard. It was really hard on his voice. the guy went, "Hello, Wendy. Hello, everyone. It's very nice to meet you." Imagine doing that for 3 hours, and then you'll have your voice and feel the next day. So I was like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna Americanize the puppet to make it a little more cartoony."
No, I know what you mean. It was like at first I had about 100 like different like random ideas of shit that I wanted to do on the stream, and then like I realized once the lights went on, I was like, oh, I'm not going to do any of this shit. This is stupid. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. And all the ideas I had, well, they were funny to me and they were funny to my real life friends. Like, oh, you should do that. Oh, you should do that. But then I realized, yeah, none of this shit's practical. And like you said, like one of my random ideas was, okay, I was gonna stick to the story that my origin story was like an amalgamation of the Joker and Harley Quinn story, and I was never gonna like break kayfabe. It was I was an employee of Ace Chemical. I got laid off. I decided to break in one night, and I was just going to go from there. And then I just realized, it's like, man, there's not that much of a payoff doing this all the time. So it's like, I'm just not going to do it. I'll just be real and like, I'm a DC comic nerd.
Yeah, I know from comic book nerds. One's hand is currently violating me, so I get it.
And you know what? It's like, it's funny. It's like, because I was thinking of this like last week. I was like, I wonder if there's a Harley Quinn puppet. Maybe I could now and then do something like that. I looked, there's nothing official anyway.
You've got to get stuff like custom made. I mean, Nimrod spent $200 on me, and it was probably cheap for what it would normally. Like, if you try to do it on like Etsy, it'd probably be like maybe $100, $200 more than that. You just happen to know somebody who can make stuff like me. And he asked him to do it. What Matt Hibbner said, by the way, he goes, Tooké is the name he got on Ellis Island. No, Matt, I was a WAP when I got to Ellis Island. Without puppeteer. That's what I was. Didn't have a puppeteer. Just to wait for this douche, Nimrod, to come get me. So.
Oh, God. Well, and I'm happy for anyone that's like coming along for the ride, either out of genuine interest or out of sheer clown.
Exactly.
But either way, it's kind of like sex. I'm still getting some, so I'm gonna take what
and you're still learning how to do it.
and I'm still learning each time I'm learning how to do it. It's like today was another, like I said, just another like small victory, because I was like, okay, I think I know how to do an intro video. I'm not going to work really hard at it, because if I fail miserably, it won't play and I'll have wasted all that time for absolutely nothing. So it's like, all right, I'll pick an old wrestler's theme song, The Wall, which is what I was playing, which is nice. To anybody watching, that was this character called The Wall, who's probably most famous for being on top of like a hotel on one Monday Nitro, and Hulk Hogan looks up and goes, "That's the wall! That's the wall, brother!" And that's like his most famous thing that makes no sense to anyone except for the people like me and Dylan that saw it.
I know. Earlier, Harley asked me just to keep an eye on the chat, so I'm going to call some of these out. Dylan from somewhere said, I talked like an effeminate Southerner for 3 months at a time for years. You can keep that accent up if you're fagoot enough. Fantastic. There you go, Dylan.
You have to be fagoot enough.
Yes.
It's like I had to tell Dylan that too once. I was like, hey, please, I'm I'm absent-minded. You have to help me look in the chat. Spurg kept me on track and kept reminding me to look at the chat. I'm bad at that stuff.
Matt Hibner is here. Kip Smith is here.
Oh, cool.
Fantastic. Someone named Narm Grey Runner said hello earlier to you.
Oh, so sweet. Yeah, I saw that one. I'm not familiar with that name. That might be someone that uses like one name on YouTube and a different name on Twitter. A lot of people do that.
Rumble. Yeah.
And like some of us, like I'm sure you do something like this too. You probably have like your real YouTube account like associated with like Tooké and all that, and then you probably have stuff that you don't want your algorithm like messed up with, like for stuff like you just want to listen to music, so you just want, you know, I have like a few like YouTube accounts like that to where it's like just like music bullshit.
I actually just have the one. I just have the at Tooké Puppet, Nimrod 71 at Tooké. I mean, it's I don't know. It seems like work. I think that makes my life more difficult. Like I can just look up whatever I want on this account. I don't go too crazy with it, but it's but like personal stuff. I was like Facebook is normal. Like you don't have there's no 2K Facebook. It's just Facebook. Yeah,
like back in the day, I had MySpace, which was so much fun. I loved MySpace more than anything. It's like I met so many people in real life off of that thing, and it was just sad that thing just. It was like it's like it turned January 2010 and everybody quit using it. And I was like, what the fuck? And it was party central for me. It was like from 2006 to 2010. All I did was meet girls on it, go meet them. And I mean, I was like, just I wasn't taking any precautions. If the girl was like, meet me at the old abandoned warehouse, I was like, nothing bad's gonna happen to me at the old abandoned warehouse. I mean, sure, the girl only has one picture on her account. I'm sure it's fun. And somehow I wasn't beaten without mercy by meeting like a gang of ruffians.
Ruffian's the good word for it.
That's the YouTube friendly word.
Yes.
Teens, like a group of teens.
Teens. Yeah, there you go. You have a couple here. Narm says, woohoo, let's go. Dylan says, hosting and monitoring the chat can explode your brain. It takes practice to keep your train of thought and keep up with the chat. Yeah, I've noticed that Dylan, because Jib has given me control of the chat on some of the shows that we do. And you do have to kind of like juggle a little bit to keep a hold of both. And that says MySpace forever.
Fuck yeah. It's like if I could get back into my old one, I would. I had to have these ideas of like one thing that could be like Dylan's gonna know what I'm talking about. It's like I knew when I started thinking, it's like maybe I should start doing a stream or something now and then to get my own like weird shit out. Because I mean, I don't mind admitting it to anyone listening. It's like, where I work from home and have worked from home and have had some pretty crazy mental issues over the year. I end up sitting around all day talking to myself and talking to my toys who thank God they haven't talked back, but that would be a different story. So I thought, well, what would be something to get out all of this like extra energy? It's like, I'm fairly popular online, so maybe I should start streaming. I've got a little over 800 followers. Most of them are from people that share my same not so friendly for YouTube views on certain things. But so that could be it. So like, it can't be better than like if I start doing this. Like I couldn't like start a show and I'm like the next Joe Rogan and have like the mothership and this, that, and the other. But I could be different than different. Just okay. And that's where Dylan knows where I'm probably going with this. Like Eric Bischoff, when he was coming up with the idea from Nitro after the meeting with Ted Turner, he sat down and like came up with a list. It's like, what could he be different than the WWF? Like, what aren't they doing? It's like they market their shit mostly to kids. Well, we'll market our shit for teens and adults. And I started thinking, it's like, well, what what could be random stuff that no one else is doing that maybe I would pull the trigger on in the future? Like, what if, now this isn't something I've done, like, what if we just decided to start adding MySpace pages again? Like, our side of the Tableverse just started reactivating MySpace pages, and then we started actually advertising it, like, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and MySpace. That's how awkward that would be.
Yeah, I had a lady friend of mine who was trying to unlock her MySpace for like a year to change. But she had so many old pictures and stuff and photos, and she's a hot piece of ass, so she clearly wanted those pictures of herself. So it's like, oh, fantastic. And then when she got them back, she goes, "Would you mind storing some of these for me?" Not at all.
I wouldn't mind storing all of them.
Yeah. I'm just going to pick out the hot ones that no dudes are in, and I'll save those for you. I look at dudes. So.
I'll painstakingly crop out any picture that has a guy in it, and
bunch of Ginzaloons fist bumping in the background. I'm just going to crop that out. I hope that's okay with you.
But yeah, I mean, that same here with me. The last time I got in the Mon, my old one, it was like, let's say I originally had 1,000 photos, like for their tech updates and bullshit over the years, and it wasn't just my account, but everybody else that even bothered to mention it, they would go back in, they notice it's like 80% of their pictures just don't work and will never work again. No. It's like they're just gone. And I was like, God, because there was a lot of stuff that I basically used, like the old MySpace's cloud storage. It's like once it was off that SD card and on MySpace, it was deleted forever in the physical world. And once it was deleted off of MySpace, it's just gone. But live and learn. Well, that happened to me again a couple of years back with Samsung. I don't know if you were using Samsung at the time or anything, but Samsung had a cloud that was just working just like iCloud, like it was backing up all your stuff, all your pictures to the Samsung cloud.
I had a flip phone. I had a flip phone longer than most people did. My first iPhone was an iPhone 4S. First iPhone I ever got.
Oh, okay. So I'm probably talking about some shit that you're just like, what the hell is he? It's just
I get it. I understand it, but yeah, it just wasn't. Yeah. Like even like back during like the MySpace days, I didn't have MySpace because I didn't have my own computer. I was sharing. I would use my brother's computer all the time. But that was like when he wasn't home, or was I mean, let's go check out. Let me go check my email. Go I don't know, go on whatever site they find interesting, buy some crap, whatever. And then not even like doing like chat. Like they'd like a chat room like once or twice. I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I talking to? Why would I bother talking to any of you people? What is wrong with this?
Especially, they're when in the true, real Wild West of the internet, it was just an angry wasteland. Like, using the overword toxic isn't strong enough because it was all the bad of everything. And I'm talking about like chat rooms that on the surface just seem like no one would go in it to be a jerk, like Yahoo. Like there was a Yahoo pool game where you could play virtual pool.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
I went into that a few times. Like, this looks like it could waste 10 minutes of time, and I'd go in there, and that chat room was hell on earth.
Oh, absolutely. And you want to laugh? Nimrod met one of his girlfriends, his past girlfriends, on Yahoo Personals. Back the oldest Yahoo Personals. Remember those fucking things?
No, and you are the second person I know that used Yahoo Personals and met girls off of it.
Well, to limited success. He just had to meet one girl that was a bigger nerd than he was. I was like, wow, fantastic. You can speak Klingon. Fuck, let's go. We'll meet you next. We'll talk a couple times on the phone and then get together.
Did Yahoo Personals even let you upload one picture?
Yeah, it give you a few. Actually, you do a few pictures. Yeah.
Okay.
We do have a few people in the chat. That's what I say. When I just acknowledge them. Narm Grey Runner says, "I wish I could get back my old MySpace. I have pictures that I just moved up. That only existed there. Yes, that's what we were saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Hitler says demonstrates submission holds on Japanese body pillow, like wrestling buddies, but way better. That'd be a good idea. A. Thompson says, "Hey, Dr. Harley."
Hey, Thompson. I haven't got to talk to you too much. I mean, if you're listening right now, it's like I believe a few chats back you mentioned something about having a broke leg or something like that. Well, I was wondering like where you were with that. So if he's still out there listening, I'd love to hear an update on his basically his overall health, because he's always been like one of the good eggs that has always been in the chat whenever I've done like a stream here or just randomly elsewhere. So yeah, I'll there's just so much. I could go down a nerd rabbit hole.
For sure.
You could just pick one subject like that, like MySpace, and I could talk for 20 hours. But I don't think today is the day for that. Today is the day for a hard-hitting interview with you. So I wanted to kind of like I did with Spurg a couple of weeks ago.
Spurg is in the chat now, by the way. Spurg showed up.
He is. Yes, cool.
Speaking of questions, I think Narm had a question for me. With how does Tooké use flip phone buttons with Muppet hands? I have a human slave who lives with me, who does everything I need him to do for me. That's what brings me to life. But the human slave who's currently next to me, he does all the things that require hands, because I don't have fingers on this thing. This is just a muff, essentially. It's ridiculous.
But my first question for you, Mr. Tooké, is like, I like to do this thing kind of like, I just call it like when I get a chance to do one-on-one with people, it's like, superhero, super villain origin stories.
Okay.
So at some point, there was a before Tom, and then you discovered this Dabbleverse. So I figured that would be like the easiest, jumping point to start getting to know just who 2K is and how you got introduced to this whole Dabbleverse. So if you could take me back in time to that era.
So Nimrod, who's the person who is currently violating me with his right arm, he was a big fan of Opie and Anthony. And one day he's like, well, let me see if I can find some Anthony Cumia stuff on YouTube. Let's see what he's been up to. And he got some of like the Compound Media stuff that was on there. And then there was a show he was on called WATP, who are these podcasts. And they just happened to be talking about John. And they were playing clips. And Nimrod was amazed at what a blithering idiot John was. It's like, I knew John was an idiot, but I didn't know he was this big an idiot. And they were goofing on it. And he's like, well, I'm going to follow WATP. And he started following WATP. And then suddenly another show popped up called the Uncle Rico Show. And he started following that show. And then a potato showed up on their show named Cardiff Electric. He's like, oh, this is pretty funny too. Let me follow this guy. And then one day after DabbleCon, they had Dabble Court, and a young man named B Dabbler, aka the hell is it? Not Tooké, the other character. God damn it, I can't think of the fucking name right now.
Oh, you're El Horrible.
El Horrible. Sorry, my brain just jumped for this. And El Horrible was on. And every time when these people show up, I said, "The fuck is this?" Like Sidney Ricardo said. But I found it to be quite funny. I started watching his show, and that became like the core four of my Dabbleverse world. Like those are like the kind of like the heavy hitters. Shuli, Carl, Cardiff, and B Dabbler are kind of like the I think in my mind the Mount Rushmore of Dabbleverse. So I just started getting into that. I was a chatter. I hung out in the chats. I had a good time. A couple times Tooké reached out to me just to thank me for supporting the show, which I thought was really, really cool of him to do. But then one night, Wendy was on Tooké's show. And after the show, Tooké said, hey, listen, everyone, Wendy's trying to get some followers, get monetized. Go over there, give Wendy a like, maybe watch her show for a while, show her some love. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. I remember Wendy from the Howard Stern show. It sounds like kind of cool. Let me go over there and hang out. So I was in the chat, and Wendy did this thing that you should never, ever, ever, ever do. And it took me months to talk her out of it. And that is putting your StreamYard link in the chat. Worst idea ever. So a few people were watching, maybe like 10, 15 people were watching. And a guy named Pulper80, who was a chatter that I interacted with a lot of stuff. We'd be in some chats together, goof around, have a good time. And he said, listen, dude, I think you're pretty funny. I would love to go up on Wendy's show, but I don't want to go up alone. I feel weird going by myself. Would you go too? And Nimrod said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. He went up as himself, hung out, talked to Wendy for a bit. Wendy seemed to take a liking to Nimrod right away. And I guess he met some of her normal friends that are on the show. And then the next night we were on the show, and I think I was having a good time. It was like she invited me back. I was happy. And then some woman named Minnie Manson. No, excuse me, no man. Some dude named Minnie Manson showed up.
Oh,
I don't know if you're familiar with Minnie Manson.
That's that creepy looking fucker from like the Eliza Jordana world, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
God,
So,
I can't. I had to put like a piece of tape on my computer screen whenever that thing showed up. I used to try to watch her stuff too because I'm a sick perverted man and she's hot. Yeah, that thing would show. I'm like, God damn it! I can't look at, and that's coming from me.
Yeah. So this gentleman shows up and is just pissed at the world, yelling at everybody. Mm-hmm. And at some point, he just goes off camera for a second and comes back butt ass naked, and starts showing. And I'm going to say this carefully, his vagina into the screen. And I'm like, I don't think I want to do this again. I think I'm good. This is fun. Couple of nights, this is fun. I want to do this anymore. And I kind of like, after a little while, I bailed out, to try to be graceful. They wanted to bail on Wendy, but then a couple of her friends were like, "Hey, no, come back. It's just not normally. That doesn't normally. That's not always what happens. So I went back on again, started having fun again, and then at some point, Wendy started pestering Tooké every night to go on her show. Every day, every night. Tooké, why could you go on a show? Tooké, why are you doing this to me? Tooké, why don't you love me anymore? And Tooké has a job. Tooké has he's self-employed, has a wife, has 2 kids. And he does podcasting. Doesn't have a lot of time to do a lot of other stuff. So I thought, Nimrod thought, what if Wendy had her own Tooké? Like, what if I get a puppet? We can make him a little different. I obviously be like a Tooké parody, but we'll make him French. And so Nimrod contacted his ex-girlfriend who makes stuff like me, and he said, "Hey, listen, I sent you some pictures. Can you approximate this puppet?" And she, let me see. She said it, and then she took a couple weeks. Told her what he was willing to pay for it. She was cool with it, and then after a few weeks, I was sent here.
Oh shit! Okay.
And then, Now again, that is the legit, actual origin. Then there's the puppet origin,
the kayfabe origin.
The kayfabe origin, absolutely. In which case, everyone knows Tooké's his beginnings, not beginnings. His origin.
If I remember correctly, the short version, I don't know that there is a long version, but the short version was that the OG Tooké's was basically Ray DeVito's jizz sock.
Yes, exactly. Right. A young future failed comic would be beat off into Tooké and it gave him life. Well, very similarly, I was in France and a young soon to be future failed comic named Raymond Levito beat off into me, and then I was born. I gained sentience. Now, what happens with puppets? You don't have birth parents. What happens when you gain sentience? The puppets rescue you, and they give you parents that you then live with who raise you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. So I was my adopted parents raised me, and I got to this age, and I said, you know what? I want to go to America. And then I found this fat fuck sitting next to me currently. And I said, "Hey, I want to live with you." And he's like, "All right, I guess so. I need a puppet, so might as well be you." So here, and that's how I got here. That's my kayfabe story. So we get both the legit origin and the kayfabe in one.
Now, as the first follow up to all of that, how long did you do the fake French accent before you said, "Forget it, I'm dropping this"?
I would say maybe 2 shows. No, 2 weeks. maybe, but I mean, a couple of shows. I think once Bobby asked me to do his show, and I was like, I can't. I was like, there's no fucking way I can do a show. I can do all these shows. It's like I said, it was a heavy, raspy French accent.
Oh yeah,
and it was fun. It was funny. Wendy loved it, but it got to the point like, okay, maybe I just lose the accent and cartoon up the voice a little bit. I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah.
I'm American now. I'm an American puppet. I remember Hackrod used to get mad all the time that I wasn't a French. What happened to the French accent? It's gone. Deal with it.
No, I mean you could even kayfabe that's like, I've been in America so long, I picked up an American accent, and this is what it is. Can't you tell I'm speaking American?
Exactly. Right. I mean, I held on to the accent a little bit. I was like a light accent, and eventually I was like, why am I still holding on to this? Just do the voice. Not to worry about the stupid accent. Yeah.
It's like, okay, so for a couple of years of my life, I lived in Harlingen, Texas. Now, Harlingen, Texas, for those of you that don't know, is pretty much on the border of Texas and Mexico, and it's right by South Padre Island.
Ah.
So what I'm getting at is like I was the one white guy in the entire city for a couple of years. So
You're the guy.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're like, remember the white guy that lived here in about 2004? It's like, yeah, yeah, I remember him.
That guy?
That guy is like, after I was there, I think it was almost 2 years straight, and I decided that I was like wanting to change jobs and just wanting to change everything, but I decided to go visit family up in the Northeast in Virginia, West Virginia, and Ohio, and all of them said that my cadence and the way I talked, I kind of sounded like I was Mexican speaking broken English. Yes, I was around in so long, senor. Like a couple of my friends thought I was being funny, and they were waiting for the punchlines. Like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this voice? And I didn't know I was doing a voice at all. So
you turn into one of those mice from the Speedy Gonzales cartoon. Like, no one can catch Senor Speedy. He is the fastest mouse in all America. It's like, what is he supposed with this accent?
And considering I can't speak any Spanish at all except taco burrito, so it was almost like old dude from Not Another Teen Movie that was like, he really wanted to be Asian, if you remember that. Yeah. I was like, oh, but thankfully that got worked out after a month or so of being around. Well, not South Texas.
Nodak is here. He's saying hello.
Oh,
hello, Nodak.
sweet. Great. I'm glad to see Nodak. Nodak's another great one that always seems to somehow stumble upon me when I'm streaming, and thank the Lord for that. I don't know what Spidey tracker some of these good people have, like Nodak and A. Thompson, but I'm glad you have it. Or what's the Apple thing? Is it like it's not the AirPod, it's the AirTag?
Yeah.
That's it. They got a special air tag on you. Thank God they do, because they got a better air tag on me than my family does.
That reminds me, I gotta watch Dexter after this.
Oh yeah, well that's funny. I don't know if that was just a random pull, but there's a little bit of a storyline in
he used the at the end of the last episode I saw, he throws the air tag in the car.
Yeah,
so you could track them. Yes, on my cable on Sunday nights when they show the new episodes on Showtime. So I'm DVR'd it earlier. So after this, I'll go give it a view.
So okay, the new episode after the AirTag episode is out today, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I didn't know if I was more than one episode behind. That's another random thing. It's like I've always just liked Dexter. I don't know, to the regular boring America, they made that show out to be a lot more violent and this and that than what it really was. But I always just had a soft spot for Dexter. Season one. Oh yeah, season 1 of the original series was just, man, I don't know. I think it worked against itself. I thought season 1 was so excellent. They couldn't really, there were bright spots, don't get me wrong, but like when I and I know this sounds almost pretentious, when I reflect back on my memories of Dexter,
you reflect all you want.
When I reflect back, I'm like, man, season 1 would have been a better season 3 because it was so good. It's like I kind of felt like they needed a couple of good seasons, and then that fucking excellent, my brother is also a serial killer, but he's an evil one.
Biney's a serial killer. Dylan says Dexter First Blood was unrenewed, which really upset me. By the way, I actually really liked the prequel show with the young Dexter. I thought it was really, really well done. And it's like, what? Cable sucks. God damn it, what's wrong with you people?
Now, so now because I'm talking to someone that's in the same kind of wheelhouse as me, so I'm just going to ask a point blank question about it because I won't give it my ratings, even though even though it's considered like one penny in the penny of the universe, but like it's not, if I haven't given it a chance, because when I would look at still pictures, something just says, "Don't watch it. It's woke. It's going to preach to you."
It does. It doesn't. It's not preachy. The guy who plays the part really nails like and really is like the Michael C. Hall. It narrates it.
Okay.
So he's narrator, but the guy who plays young version of him, I really think nails it. He really nails it down. And there's a lot of really good actors in it. I mean, what's the good chick? Sarah Michelle Gellar plays his boss.
Oh, okay.
What the hell is that? Oh, god damn it, I can't think of. Christian Slater plays the young version of his dad.
Shit. Okay, that's right. I remember that.
And something was it? Not Jason Patrick. Patrick Dempsey plays like the captain of the station. I think it's Patrick Dempsey. Is his name.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Patrick Dempsey just played a sheriff in the Eli Roth movie Thanksgiving that came out about 2 years ago. Yeah, and of course, Patrick Dempsey was the guy from like Grey's Anatomy and a bunch of like 1980s titty movies.
And Dylan says young Deb greater than adult Deb. Yes, young Deb way hotter than adult Deb for sure.
Oh no! The first time we saw Adult Deb in season 1, episode 1, and those booty shorts.
Yeah. Oh no, I would. Don't get me wrong.
I would. It's wood.
And they were banging in real life. So.
Oh, that's right. They were. Yeah. How weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. But he's adopted. It's fine.
That's right. He was adopted. He was found in that, whatever you call it, that container full of blood by Christian Slater.
And that's the cool thing. They go into the whole story of how that happened. Like Christian Slater's informant and what happened there, like how he ended up with Dexter as his kid. But like there's flashbacks on the show that go back even like later when Dexter was an itty bitty little boy.
Yeah.
So it's just his story too. You're getting. So it's an enclosed story. There's no like you don't worry about like a whole to be continued thing at the end so much, but it's an enclosed story, so it has a finish to the story at the end of the season. So if you just watch it and there's no other episodes, so be it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay, that's good. I mean, because like I said, I was always a big fan of it, and I want everybody out there listening, and anyone that's out here that's going to be a future guest to know, I want you to go long form on everything you talk about. Never feel like you got to rush a conversation with me.
Sweet.
So like if you're talking about Dexter and you want to talk about Dexter for 40 minutes, I'm here for 40 minutes. I've
Sweet.
Where I have trouble talking. Maybe it comes across, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but I have trouble talking and I'm long-winded. Huh. So it's kind of like the worst.
Great combo.
It's like the worst of both ends sometimes. So like I get frustrated like on some streams I've been on where people are like, hurry up and tell your fucking story. And I can't. I can only tell stories if I paint a picture, and it takes me a while.
I've been told by shows I used to be on that I'm too verbose. So.
No, I want verbose. I want verbose from everybody that comes on because it's also
it's a talk show.
It's a talk show stream, whatever the fuck. So like when Matt Hibner, I want him on one day because like when I've got to listen to him talk, he's like one of those people I could just listen to him talk forever. It's like I wouldn't even have to do a show. I just ask him a couple of questions and let him talk.
Let him roll. Yeah. Matt Hibner says there's only one Dexter and he had a lab.
But going back to yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like going back to that, I was such a fan of it. Like, okay, so this is how much I'm going to go ahead and admit right now I did waste money. Now you might not be able to tell this by looking at the shit behind me, but I don't mind wasting money on stuff that I like. And you're not even seeing 10. This is just what I can fit in on this weird zoomed in screen that I
get it. There's a lot of lightsabers on the walls of this apartment.
Oh God, yeah. And so So when Dexter came out on Blu-ray, the first Blu-ray that came out was the special edition that was a mannequin head, and I like, fuck yeah, I wanted it bad, so I bought it, and it was like $300. Then there was another special edition that came out at probably almost exactly the same time, and it was just of his box where he kept like the plates of glass with the blood. So
the slides,
yeah, the slides. So the slides in this case was the Blu-rays. So I was like, and it was like another like $250 or whatever. So I bought the Blu-ray box set 2 times just so I could have the mannequin head and the box of slides. And what's really sad is, well, we're talking first. What's sad is about $500, down the toilet, depending on how you think of it. It's not even here. It's at my dad's house in the Northeast. So, as long as no one has thrown it away, it's many, many miles from me. And that was probably one of the first like TV shows that I, dug the creepy score. So I like purchased the score off of, iTunes back in the day. So it's probably like my oldest like music that I legally bought.
Nice. I think Kip's going nerds.
Goddamn nerds, nerding out about nerd stuff.
It happens, Kip.
It happens. You're gonna
no, Dax says omelette du fromage, which I believe means cheese omelet.
But then I got other like collectibles too. Like I bought this like box set of Steamboat Willie shit because I was like, I don't, just for some I'm doing the thing where I'm like Perry Caravello, show the camera, Perry, show the camera the Big Mac that you got there.
Without someone shocking you with a cattle prod off camera. like apparently you did a Perry. Oh, and Deadpool's here. Hi, Deadpool.
Oh, hey, Deadpool. Deadpool's, another one of the just classic good eggs from the super duper early days of all this nonsense.
Deadpool was in our chat tonight for Movies with Tooké, but we watched a humdinger movie. It was so goddamn long and so bad, and the chat was on fire. The chat was absolutely on fire. It was such a great time tonight. Deadpool was a part of it, so thank you, Deadpool. Fantastic. Kip also did a phenomenal job in the chat tonight. It was so much fun.
Oh, and that pisses me off that I missed that because, like I've told you before, it's like, on Fridays and Saturdays, I'm out trolling, trying to talk to girls, sometimes successfully. And one of the ones that I successfully talked to wanted to hang out for a little while today. So, like, I didn't get to sit down and watch the swarm with you all because I was making out.
Nice.
And she wasn't like trying to unlock the doors or anything. She wanted to be in the car with me. It's like I'm on the eternal search to get a girlfriend. I can't ever get a girlfriend, but I can always meet girls that want to piss off their parents.
Oh, dude, hot chicks with daddy issues are the best girls on the fucking face of the earth. Oh yeah, wait, you don't like your dad? Okay, let's go. Oh wait, dad, what age are you when daddy left? All right, let's talk for a bit about that.
Let's talk for a little bit. I'm just here to listen. I mean, and I've got a soul red sports car in the parking lot that I just freshly washed with leather seats that I think you'd love to tell me all of your daddy issues, Oh, did I mention it's a T-top?
Banging her, telling her daddy would be so proud of her. He's so proud of you right now. He would be so proud if he was still here.
But yeah, it's like, so I didn't get to do that because I was being selfish for my own manly needs in the parking lot somewhere.
Manly needs, exactly.
But I mean, I remember that movie too, and I don't remember it being 2.5 hours long.
No, it was, well, apparently the theatrical release was an hour 58 basically.
Okay.
And for some reason, Jim found one. For some reason, that was 2 hours and like 25 minutes long. It's just like, wait, what's happened here?
That's
And,
like it's like how there's different cuts of the original Dawn of the Dead.
Deadpool's got all the B's in the chat. Kip says, "I am beat." We now, by the way, the entire show was nothing but B fucking puns in the chat on the show. So we are now continuing it into your chat. The B puns are flying again.
I mean, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. Then this episode that you all did had a lot of buzz about it.
There you go. There you go.
I wasn't there for the chat, so if anyone else used it, I'm not ripping you off.
There were a couple of buzz jokes, but no, I don't think I would say there was a buzz about it. It's good. Fantastic. Great.
It's like some random person on Twitter last night while I was just doing the doom scroll, like I couldn't fall asleep, and I'm just doom scrolling, and some guy, I don't even know how I saw this guy's page, but some guy's like, I just took a selfie and for some reason my shadow looks like a Pomeranian, and I managed to get in there first with a, well, that's just doggone crazy.
See, they can't. You can see in the chat, Deadpool. I think. What am I trying to find? He goes, "It's unbelievable." And Kid's like, and Kid goes, "I can't turn it off. I can't turn it on." And then you see Deadpool. He's stuck in B mode still. They can't get rid of it.
And that's the thing. It's like when I got back and I was turning it on to having, while I'm like putting on my pretty makeup and stuff, and listening to you all while I'm trying to get ready and message you, because shit happens. I mean, we're all doing this for fun anyways. I'm like, fuck. And frankly, I'm one of the people that like one of the things I'm critical about the Dabbleverse and people in general is they never talk about the real lives. It's like, as far as everybody knows, they just spawn and they're on camera. And I'm not like that at all. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't have a ton that goes on in my life, but I think it's interesting to kind of babble on about. Yeah. But what I'm getting at with that was, like, I was so I don't know how to put it, hot and bothered for making out with that chick, and I wanted to get back here to do our little stream tonight because I'm looking forward to it. Just
me too. Yeah,
it's gonna be fun, and the hot and bothered plus looking forward to doing something different tonight gave me the gurgles. So once I said my goodbyes, all of a sudden I was like,
just so you know, the B puns have now taken over your chat.
Oh shit!
It's not. It's people that didn't even see the movie tonight are now doing the B puns in the chat. Fantastic! It's contagious. You can't not do it.
From my understanding, some of these comments really do sting. At some point, someone's going to do the throwing tomatoes. I was kind of glad when I got back. It's like, oh, it's going to get pushed back an hour, so now I don't have to feel guilty about. I can just take my time in the restroom. I don't have to rush, because I'm going to tell you this one. There are a few things in real life that I am more afraid of than public restrooms. I'm terrified of them.
Yeah, I'm always very happy when a public restroom when they have those paper seat covers, and I'll put 3 of them on the fucking thing.
Oh, I won't use them. I would. It has to be a legitimate food poisoning situation before I'll use a public restroom. If I can fight it off, even if it's a photo finish, I'm going to fight it off and come home.
Yeah. Nimrob's a mailman, so sometimes you just it's kind of a now or never situation. Like, hey, there's a porta potty. I'm using it. Sorry.
Ah, God.
The issue, the situation is it has to happen now, or something bad's gonna happen.
That's what I'm getting at. It's like if I can fight it off, I'll fight it off, even if I'm in agony. But if you got to do what you got to do. If it's like food poisoning or whatever, you can't hold the floodgates.
Oh yeah. It's just once in a while. He'll try to get back to one of the offices. They're usually fairly clean. But Yeah, just to get back. But every once in a while, I'm not making this trip back. I waited too long. This needs to happen now.
Why? And the reason I'm terrified of it, and once I saw it, I was like, no, I can't.
Exactly.
I'm never doing this again. It's not a gross thing. It was
Right.
I was in a Macy's bathroom one time, and I didn't even really have to go that bad. I was just like, I kind of feel like I could go. Well, I'll just do it. And I went in there, and some fucking gang members got into a fight right outside of my stall. And it terrified the shit out of me. And ever since then, I'm like, I will not use a public restroom because I am terrified I'm going to get into the middle of something like. And I didn't even see what happened. It was just louder and shit, and they were just talking their yo dog thug life talk. And
God. I think you're going to tell me there was someone in the next stall with a paper bag in front of them.
One of my best friends growing up swears to me that this happened, and I don't know why you would lie and say this happened to you. So I'm going to retell it, even though it's not even really my story. He said, like me, he was like, yeah, I won't use them either because of what happened to me. It's like, well, what happened to you? It's like, one time I was going number 2, and then a old man stuck his head under the stall next to it and was looking up at him.
Oh, God. Like an old dude from the Metallica video. It's like, the fuck?
It's like, what the fuck? I was like, that's the most horrifying thing that happened to me.
God.
And now that stretches on into this too. It was like
I want to say really quick though. I would have to American History X that guy.
Way. I mean,
not fucking welcome. Stop.
My friend was so horrified that it happened. He said he was just frozen. He was just frozen looking down at the guy, and the guy kept looking at it. And I guess it was like some sort of like stare off for a while before the guy receded back into his stall.
Again, update: the chat has not slowed down with the bee puns. This is FYI, still going strong with the bee puns in the chat. Fantastic.
Please keep the bee talk up. Please, please. I do have one life bee story. Now, you might not tell by looking at me, but like I haven't held down I've held down too much gainful employment in my life. I've held more jobs than, David Bruce Banner in the 1970s Hulk. Every episode he had a new job, and it was always
a lot of slow walking away on your part.
A lot of slow with a fucking army satchel behind my back.
Sad music playing. That show was so fucking depressing.
That's the most depressing shit. I mean, it's funny too. It's like one of the things I always wanted to deep dive with someone about the old Hulk show, which leads into my comic fandom. It's one of my earliest memories of the Hulk TV show, which led into all this Nature Boy. And every episode, he just wanders into a new town. And he's like, hey, is the sawmill hiring? And he just goes to the sawmill, and the sawmill is hiring. It's hiring, but it also employs all of the town's bullies that want to beat the shit out of David Bruce Banner.
Right. Also, where in this town do you do your science? So I might go there and do science and try to figure some stuff out. No reason.
No reason. And invariably, every episode's the same. He starts his new job at the sawmill. The town bullies beat the shit out of him, throw him off screen to where there's plausible deniability. They don't actually witness the change. They're just like, beat up the new guy. It's the 70s, and, we're not woke or anything, and we're not going to say the word gay or anything, but we're much implying that we're beating up this hoity-toity type person for a reason. And and then here comes the Hulk mysteriously in the same clothes David Banner just had on, and now he beats the hell out of the town bullies. But he doesn't actually. If you ever notice, the Hulk never actually just lands a flush punch.
Yeah,
He's always just, it's always a SWAT.
Right. What's I always laugh in that show? Like the Hulk in that show struggles to roll over a Volkswagen, whereas the Hulk in the comics can toss a fucking mountain. It's like it's not quite the Hulk. It's a jacked up deaf green guy.
Yeah, the Hulk did hold a mountain up in Secret Wars. Yeah, like I think it was number
Reed,
6, 5 or 6.
And Reed was pissing him off deliberately.
That's it.
So he keep holding it up.
He's pissing him off because he's like trying to jerry rig Iron Man's suit to like
right because that Iron Man was it was Rhodey in the costume at that point. It wasn't Tony, because Tony was in full alcoholic mode at that point. So it was actually James Rhodes in the you know how it was James Rhodes was the only Iron Man perfect that had roller skates on the armor.
Fuck yeah, and they made a deal. Now that was probably, I mean, we won't sidebar on this too much, but Secret Wars was the first thing I've ever saw that was like kind of politically correct, because they made it a point. Like Rhodey was like, Aren't you shocked, Reed Richards, that I, a black man, am behind the suit? And Reed Richards like, I didn't think anything of it. I just
Reed's like, it's not like you built the thing. You're just in it.
You're just in it. You
didn't build the car. You're driving it. No one gives a shit. Not a big deal.
Two Rhodey Rhodes just stole my Iron Man suit. Can you believe that shit?
I know I'm drunk, but I'm sure I left my Iron Man suit in somewhere. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Can you believe that? But,
by the way, hot not Canadian girl is here. She's saying hello, Harley. Harley rules. It's awesome.
It's good to see Canadian girl. It's like I keep missing her online. She had a random live stream. I popped in for a minute a week or so ago, and she always seems to miss my. I'm glad you finally caught me live again. She's a very nice young lady. I like talking to her, and one of these days, like I've promised her, when she's live and I'm available, I'll pop in on one of hers and bullshit with her for a bit. But thanks for giving me the heads up. Like I say, anyone that's just now tuning into this live broadcast, it's like, I'm terrible at monitoring my own chat, I admit. So I try to tell the people that come on and grant me some of their time to please look at this chat for me, because I don't remember.
Anyone that comes in now should be wondering, why is everyone making weird B puns in the chat? And to those people, I would say, just go with it.
Just go with it. No need to ask too many questions or anything like that. but this is the stuff that I like. Well, I've already explained it to Dylan and anyone that saw that stream. It's like, conversations with me are like a tree, and what the trees have a bunch of fucking branches, and what's good or bad, it depends on your opinion of me already. But we're on one branch talking about one thing, and then my attention goes to another branch, and I want to jump over there like a squirrel and talk about this thing. So we might start out talking about Iron Man and Rhodey Rhodes, and then end up talking about photosynthesis and antibacterial wet ones.
Matt Hebner referred to it as the autism tree.
That's why I want to talk to this fucker. The guy is a funny motherfucker. and he doesn't have what I call Brad Armstrong syndrome. Like, I've always described myself as, like, in real life, I'm very funny at all times. But when the camera comes on, it becomes a lot more limited.
Right, exactly. Right.
There's the first live aspect. There's an audience. There's judgment. There's this, that, and the other, and then the real life. In real life, we don't have a Monday morning quarterback where we're like, what would have been funny for me to say there? It's like, well, it's too late now. It's not like I can say, everybody come back to the stream. I've got the perfect comeback. No, you go to the jerk store.
Oh, I saw something in the chat. I have to. Kip says Birdemic was the first stream I ever said F you to a movie. Kip, I thought for sure you said fuck you to Battleship. I thought for sure you said fuck this movie to Battleship. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I thought you did for sure.
Was Battleship, was that like that's a pretty recent movie, right?
Yeah,
From like
yeah,
the past
yeah.
10 years. I don't
Yeah,
think
within
I
the past
ever
10 years.
I don't
No,
think I ever saw it.
it's the dumbest movie, and I picked it because I knew how dumb it was. I mean, Liam Neeson is one of those guys who will take. Liam Neeson is the white Samuel L. Jackson. He'll take any paycheck, doesn't matter what the script says. So he was in the. So they kept trying to shoehorn the board game into the movie.
Oh, okay.
And at the end of the movie, they don't have any more ships left to fight the aliens with. So they find, I think it was the Iowa, which is a decommissioned battleship. And then finally, it's by the way, the only battleship in the movie. They fight. They're like, well, we have to get the Iowa going and fight the aliens with the Iowa. Not only do they get it done, they get it done like an hour and a half while AC/DC's Thunderstruck is playing. And here's the best part: a bunch of old soldiers that, like, they're the ones helping them set it up. Like, so now you got these 900-year-old dudes helping get like a battleship going. That's, again, was a museum. There were video games in this fucking battleship that people would visit. And of course, and for some reason, the alien ships can't leave the water. Like, they hover underwater. Like, why would you build you came here from space and you can't fly? You've got to be on the ocean? It's fucking stupid.
It doesn't make any practical sense at all. It's like because in these movies they pretty much map out that they've thought of every angle.
Right. And here's the best part. Here's the best part of the movie. It's my favorite. But really, the best part is the Thunderstruck montage making build. But the second best part, they apparently they can't track the aliens with their radar or their sonar. But there's these bunch of weather buoys that track like waves and like movements in the waves, like in case like tsunamis and shit like that. So there's a whole like a chart of these things, like a grid.
Okay.
Like say a board game grid.
Oh no!
So they start tracking this fucking thing, and they're like, okay, the yells are going to B4. He shoots at B4. It's a miss. Oh, fuck you! It's a miss. Fuck you. And the aliens bombs. They shoot these bombs that stick in the ship that look just like the pegs from the movie. Oh, come on! You're just shoehorning. You're so shoehorning the game. It's one of the worst fucking movies ever made, and it's delightful to shit on.
There's other examples of that, and I can't right now. I'm stuck. It goes back to the being live thing. If I was offline, I'd be like, oh, it's like this movie and that movie and this movie and that movie. But oh god, there's that is some funny shit. Like when you find a movie that's just like,
hilarious.
I've got to find a way. I've got to find a way to, put the green and red herbs from Resident Evil in this Resident Evil movie. It'll heal them to full health or something like that. God.
Kip says battle. Well, there's Battleship and there's Battlefield Earth. I think both those movies. Kip, you said fuck this movie. You may not actually said fuck you to the movie. True. But that's another one. Battlefield Earth. Oh my god, it's one of the dumbest fucking movies ever made. It's so stupid. That one
is. And then there's like, man, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a good bad movie that like angered me. I mean, Jesus, I'm blanking on like current ones that made me so mad that I was like, angry that they exist. But I remember growing up, like anticipating a movie so much and then going, and then it's just doesn't live up to any of the hype from like the commercials at all. There was this one Eddie Murphy movie that like showed all the funny parts in the commercial, and then you go to see the movie and you saw all the funny parts in the movie. You're just stuck here for 90 minutes scowling. And it was during that like dark period of Eddie Murphy. It was like 1994 when Eddie Murphy was uncool. It was like, it was before the Meet the Clumps and Nutty Professor and all that. And it was after his like, good run of all those 80s movies in that 90s slump. And I saw one of the 90s slump movies. I was like, this is what I get trying to be politically correct.
Yeah, there was. I think it was. We actually watched it a few weeks ago. The Fifth Element. And I went to go see it. I was really enjoying that movie, really enjoying it. And then Chris Tucker showed up. To this day, I would take a ball peen hammer to Chris Tucker's temple for ruining that fucking movie for me. I got angry. I literally got angry in the movie. I sat there with my arms folded, like, this fucking sucks now. I was really enjoying this. Now it sucks. I hate this guy so much.
Yeah, I mean, if I understand the words coming out of your mouth, you did not like seeing that Chris Tucker appear.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just say this clearly. Fuck you, Chris Tucker.
There are some people like that when I see, I just instantly go, oh God. I mean, like I can mention a TV show that pissed me off more than anything, because I tried to do my best to avoid knowing too much about it before it came on, because I was anticipating it. And like, whoo, okay, if you saw it, or if anyone in the chat saw it, the Resident Evil Netflix series. Did anyone even just the first?
Fucking horrendous. Absolutely horrendously awful. I was hoping for something out of it. I remember watching, like, this is awful. This is so boring.
And it's not only is it boring, they did all the stuff that just, it was definitely a politically motivated. Yeah.
Giant
there was it called one of my friends said, this is what's called agenda television.
Exactly. 100%.
A lot of the creative choices were based on things that happened in 2020. I loved Lance Reddick, the actor. I thought he was great in movies like, The Guest, and he was on like The Wire, but they made him Wesker. Wesker is a white guy with blonde hair. Lance Reddick is blacker than the inside of a prison bus.
Right. Well, that was one of my biggest problems with the second Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park movie, Lost World came out. When Jeff Goldblum's daughter is the blackest person on, Jeff Goldblum could fuck a can of black paint, and that kid would not be the result of it. There's no fucking way. And never mind everything else that happened in that movie. That movie, I literally stood up during the movie and yelled at the screen at one point. I turned into a black man. I stood up and yelled at the screen. The part where she does that thing where she does the gymnastics and kicks the raptor out the window at 750 miles an hour. I got up and I yelled, please let this fucking kid die.
Please, God, let this unrealistically talented kid die. That one was one that, and then there's like, okay, Peacemaker season 1, is outstanding. But they agenda television. They pushed in the black, lesbian, married, DEI hire, and a nepotism hire woman. And if I was talking to my friends, I was like, if you deleted all of that, I mean, I don't even know the woman's name, but if you deleted her scenes, the season would be unchanged. Yeah, it was like, it was the most like, we have a lot of guilt over the summer of 2020, so let's get ourselves a character in here that'll, okay.
Yeah. Matt brings up a good point. To be fair, even the Japanese Resident Evil animations aren't good. That is true. It works best for the games, and even like that they did that one Resident Evil Raccoon City movie, which was also shit.
Man, it was shit, but at least it kind of felt like Resident Evil.
Yeah, right. I mean, to a degree, but it's still, I was like, this is that. Just get the hot chick back and do another one with her, please. Get Mila Jovovich back.
And this was something, when I watched it, there's a scene in it that I was convinced what happened was this, and I was wrong. So I'll tell you what I initially thought. I thought this movie was being filmed like right before the pandemic, and then production shut down, and then they ended up releasing an unfinished movie with unfinished special effects for some reason. After I saw the movie, that's what I thought I saw. I thought I saw a movie that was never finished, and for some reason they said, just cut it up and release it as is. It's good enough. Right. And then I found out, no, that wasn't the case at all. It was filmed during COVID, and it was finished, and that is the expected result. That was the product. And there's one scene I would direct everybody to watch that is like it may be the worst thing that was ever not filmed, if that makes any sense. And this will make sense in a second. Remember the guy that's the scientist, and he's trying to evacuate his wife and child out of Raccoon City. So he's driving out of there, and then he about hits Claire Redfield on her motorcycle. You never see them almost hit. You just see the guy's face going like, I'm about to hit somebody. And it just stays on the guy. and then it stops. And then at some point you do see them cross the cross. If what I said there doesn't make sense, you'll just have to go back and watch that scene, and you'll be like, "Oh, I think they left out some footage of something that was supposed to happen that was exciting there." But that's that's me being a bad narrator.
Well, Dylan says Coon City starring Lexington Steele was pretty great. Get away from those little white girls, Lexington! Stop it! Get away from them.
Get away from him. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, Lexington still is a coon magnet to the white ladies. So at some point in our lives, we'll be, like we just poured one out for a Hulk Hogan. At some point, we'll all be doing our our favorite moments from the life and career of Lexington Steele. Like, I was first introduced to Lexington Steele and Squirted My Gape 5 era 2004, and his scene was remarkable.
So wasn't Scott the engineer supposed to take a dick from Lexington Steele for like $100,000, something like that? I forgot what the hell it was. Some ridiculous amount of money.
It got
went down.
Yeah, it got remarkably close to going down, and then finally, I guess he was expecting Howard and them to finally go, "Oh, this is just a joke. We're not going to do it." So he was playing into it extra long. That's just me as a listener, what I was coming up with. But I was like, God damn, you came awfully close to needing your rectum resized after a train goes in it.
Sew that puppy back up again.
But okay, back to the hard-hitting interview, because we jumped around on a bunch of
we kind of ran around on this. Yes.
And this is how I like to talk to people, because it's exciting for me. It's like, okay,
get those endorphins popping.
And dopamine rushes and this and that, and just hearing that the chat is buzzing like bees around honey right now, and it's all dopamine.
Good choice of words.
It's all dopamine hits for me. It's like, okay, so you did this for a little while. You were like, in almost like a kind-hearted way, you're like trying to do something nice for Wendy. But at some point, you made a decision that you're going to start doing your own shows with your own kind of team of people. So what's the beginning of that? Did you start doing stuff completely by yourself, or did you already start assembling that team of Cut of the Jib and them?
I never had any intention of being a podcaster. I was fine hopping on. I was having fun. And at the time, DJ Electra and Hackboy were friendly with Wendy. So they would occasionally say, "Hey, you want to come on, do some stuff with us? We'll do some bits, we'll do some fun stuff." Yes, I would show up there. Electra would ask me on her shows. I bet she would have a couple of people on, and we'd so it was just here and there. It was fun. People were getting people were wondering what the hell I was. They were kind of being introduced to me. And then Bobby Dick started showing up on Wendy's show. And Bobby said that Bobby he was doing no filter time, but apparently they were having some creative issues, power struggles going on there. So he wanted to start his own show. So he goes, "Hey, me and this guy Cut of the Jib, we're starting a new show. We're asking a few people to be on the panel. Would you like to do it every Monday or every Tuesday?" I forgot what it was, Monday or Tuesday. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. Once a week sounds like fun. I could do that."
Yeah.
And then so we started up. I didn't know any of these people. I didn't know any of the people on there except for Bobby. I knew from Wendy's show. They're all pretty welcoming. We got along pretty easily, and we started doing a show called The Lunatic Lounge. And so we started doing that, and that went from one night a week to 3 nights a week really fast. It went from Monday, then we had Monday and Friday, then it was Monday, Friday, and a bonus show on Wednesday. And then suddenly, like they were like, well, we also do this other show called No Filter, as mentioned earlier. Would you like to come on there every once in a while? Yeah, but I'm having fun doing this. So it was like, yeah. And then so I started doing that, and then Nimrod fucked up his back.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
how did Nimrod, the person manning the puppet, fuck up his back?
Just had a bulging disc, not a bulging disc, a herniated disc, which is way worse. He had bulging discs for years, but he had a herniated disc, and the pain was unreal. And he had to go for a bunch of like tests and like MRIs, and it took a week to schedule everything. And there was always something next day. I had to wait a week for this, wait a week for this. So finally, after so he did that for 6 weeks. At that point, he dove head into doing all this stuff because it distracted him from the nonstop pain he was in. So he was right. So he started doing shows all the time. So he was doing 6-7 shows a week, easy, popping up on late night shows like JBX and Uncle Jack. And jump on their shows late at night, doing stuff like that. And then eventually he started, once he went back to work, the schedule became a little crazy. So we fast forward a bit. I mean, a lot of people know the details of this already, but I had a major falling out with the people on Lunatic Lounge and No Filter.
Yeah,
completely their fault, by the way.
Absolutely. Yes, while when you're a guest on my stream, I'm going to agree with everything you say.
Dylan says, talk slower. My disc is bulging and I'm trying to finish. Sorry, man. I'm a natural fast talker. I'm sorry. So I saw the writing on the wall, and as you know, Granny, Granny used to be on BYB, so Granny approached me, and we'd always gotten along really well. We have a really good rapport. He said, listen, I want to do a show a couple nights a week, kind of like a Dabbleverse review show, but we can go anywhere with it. Would you want to do it? But I knew the time was going to overlap the shows I was already doing.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? And I had gotten into a big argument with some of the people on the show. So he got me at just the right time. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do that. So I started doing that a couple of nights a week. And we only had movies with Tooké, which was like still my favorite thing to do. And then that went from Bobby's channel over to Jib's channel. Because Bobby, I don't know, for whatever reason, Bobby had issue and he left. And actually it was the best thing that ever happened to the show. Because Bobby became a bit of a control freak. He started wanting to get like more picks. And I'm like, it's movies with Tooké, not movies with Bobby. It's just we had a wheel. We had a wheel with a bunch of picks on it, and we had my picks, and he wanted every third pick. And I'm like, well, then the wheel only goes once every 3 weeks, and I go once every 3 weeks, and no one's gonna be happy about that.
Yeah.
So I worked on a thing where we did every other pick on the wheel was his pick, and everyone still hated it. So I said I hated it, but it was the only compromise I could think of. But it was on his channel. I mean, I can, there's only so much I could say no to. But he eventually left. We put it back on Jib's channel. We got rid of all those picks, and it became the show it was before, which was like 1 week my pick, 1 week wheel pick. So that worked out much better. And then I could start having people on that I wanted to have on. There were people that kind of were persona non grata because like they were kind of ostracized by that group. And I was like, no, I don't. So I started reaching out to people. Hey, listen, you used to be on these shows. I'd like to have you back on.
Yeah.
And people started coming back to it, and we kind of established ourselves all over again on Jib's channel, so that was great. And then guys like Cupcake kind of took Bobby's spot.
Yeah,
Cupcake's great on the show. He gives a great reference base for for goofing on stuff. And I started doing stuff on his channel. So I started like Belly Bros and Warp Speed with him and Luda God and Kahuna. Mm-hmm. As I started, so I've had other places to go. And of course, I love doing Dylan's show as often as I can. Dylan and I have this weird fucking rapport that it's like we mind meld during the show. It's very weird. It's a weird combination, but it works. You were on with us the other night.
Yeah,
you got to witness it first.
I saw it. Yeah. So, it's like how like me and Dylan talk. I can't explain the dynamic, but I can feel it and I can see it, and it just works. It's like how we people would describe wrestler Bobby Eaton. He can't explain what he does or how he does it, but he does it, and it just looks good. Right. And that's the thing about Dylan show. It just looks good. He does his own prep, and he comes up with original stuff to cover, like the slow adult speed. Yes, right. And that's what's a big thing that's missing from these damn awful Dabbleverse shows is like everybody is covering the same like 4 shows that week.
Right.
So, all right, so Chad Zumach has a daily shows, and now we've got 44 people covering his daily show, and then then the MLC and this, that, and the other, and for me as a viewer, I'm like, I ain't got any interest over a bunch of people covering Chad Zumach. There's nothing entertaining about that at all.
Yeah, I don't enjoy Chad. The John stuff I love. The Opie stuff I love.
Yeah,
but like as far as what the hell's that? The Steel Toe. I could give a shit about Steel Toe.
No.
Yeah, I don't care about Steel Toe. And Chad, I'll watch Cardiff Goof on Chad because Cardiff's so good at it. But watching Chad do Chad, there's no fucking. I can't sit through that. There's no way.
No, I mean, other Tooké is so good. Like at everything he does, like his not accurate at all. Chad Zumach is like, oh, you guys suck. You're not rad or cool.
The surfer voice he does, which is hilarious.
You stink. You shouldn't do this. You're not any good.
You guys don't even have any talent.
It is so good that he ended up making a super tip voice of the fake Chad Zumach voice. I'm like, that's genius, because that voice was fucking funny. But yeah, those guys are just so good. They can make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Oh yeah,
they're just very, very naturally funny and just good.
Yeah, I really enjoy Cardiff and Tooké and be dabbling the whole thing over there.
And that's what was going to lead me, this is where that was going, was like, have you and have both Tookies ever been on the screen at the same time on a show?
A couple of times on Wendy's show. Tookie's always saying to people, hey, listen, if you want to be on a show, reach out. I'm a big fan of not bothering people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would love, I said this to somebody today, I would love to have Rocco, the guy who's Bedabbler, to come on Movies with Tooké. I don't want. Does it have to come on as a character? Does it have to come on as anything? You just be Rocco on the show, hang out, watch a movie. But again, I'm a big fan of not bothering people. So I'm sure if I reached out, there would be something like, "Hey, listen, feel free to say no. Absolutely, I will not be offended. Please feel free to say no. But you don't ask, you don't find out. We had the show, blah blah blah." And I think what's going to help with that now, we're getting people on the show is Jib started a Roku channel called Unstreamable.
Yeah.
And we've got like over 5,500 downloads already on it. And the most popular show on it is Movies with Tooké.
Okay.
But we have stuff we have stuff from Cupcake's channel, we have stuff from Jib's channel, we have a bunch of like free movies for people to watch without our commenting on it. So there's a bunch of stuff on there for people to watch. But so if you do have a Roku, you'll check out Unstreamable. I know we're not doing plugs, but if you want to check it out, it's something to do. But that's a good selling point for people. Like this universe, we can say, listen, we have a show that's, maybe we get 30 people watching, 40 people watching on a good night. But we have this Roku channel where people are watching these shows later. Because that's a good thing about like a show with Movies with Tooké. You don't have to watch it live. It's fun to watch it live. People have a good time. But it's something you can just go back later and watch and just enjoy the commentary and laugh at the movie. Yeah. So I think that might be a good selling point for someone like Rocco or other people in the universe that I would like to have on the show that are much bigger names than our show is.
It's kind of like a rule I have. I don't have a short way of explaining it. It's like there's shows that I like because I like that be able to have something on that's entertaining while I'm doing stuff like doing my makeup or taking a shower, something to have on that's like entertaining. It's like stuff like, Ray DeVito and Chad Zumach doesn't translate well into like me putting on the paint or anything like that. It's just not, and I've been on Ray's show. He asked me to come on one time randomly. He's just like, just don't porn bomb me. I was like, I won't porn bomb you. Right. And it was the weirdest thing for me because I don't know if he decided to take meds that day or up, but he came out like a firecracker. It's like, so are you a crazy person? Have you been locked up? What were you locked up for? Are you a criminal? And it just kept going like that for like 20 minutes. And then, what?
No, this is my heart. That's like the funny part. But it's like, you know who Trucker Andy is, right?
Yes.
From WP. Okay, so this is a guy, literally one of the first guys I watched in this universe, and he's asked me now to be on his podcast. Like he does all apologies. And he just pre-recorded show, and we did a show last Sunday. It was released this Wednesday. Check it out. I had a great time. But But the fact that a guy like that, who I admire, like there are people like Dylan, like Granny, who I really like. I just admire their sense of humor and really see them as funny people. And when he, and Andy says something to me, like he really was very complimentary and was really just like, dude, you're a really funny guy. I really love what you're doing. I want you to be on more shows. And that's it's a great feeling. When people people that you look at as not only peers, but people you genuinely think are really good at what they do, come to you and say, dude, you're good. You're doing really good. We love what you've done on our show. We love what you're bringing. And it's, I won't say that it's like an ego rush, but it just feels like, okay, you know what? I'm doing something right, maybe. Maybe I'm actually, I'm not saying, like I said, never look for this thing to be a thing. I'm not looking to make money off of this. Yeah. Nimrod has a job. This is something fun to do. But I want people to be entertained by what I do. I want people to enjoy it. And when people that, like I said, you admire and respect, look at what you do and go, this guy's funny. I like what he's doing. It's a very cool thing to hear.
It's very complimentary. Even if they just think you're a good cat to have on the show,
right?
Anything like that, you're a good contributor in some way. It's a compliment.
You're gonna bring you'll bring something to the show. You'll add something. Because I see people all the time on shows. I'm like, oh, that guy's not bringing anything to the show.
Yeah,
and I never want to be that guy.
And some of the people have heard me go. I get there's the shit that unnerves me. I get bent out of shape. It's like, okay, I have a gimmick. You're looking at it. You have a gimmick. I'm looking at it. We have 99.9% of these other fuckers in this Dabbleverse or adjacent Hackverse or the adjacent verse or the etc. or whatever no gimmick. They all look exactly the same. They all wear a plain black shirt, black sunglasses, a black hat, and they're the same guy duplicated 10,000 different times. I'm not talking about like the main event chatter. I'm talking about those people that used to just be a chatter and now they're starting to go on shows and they have like a little bit of
panels. The panel shows. You see that with a lot of panel shows. Like we're just like, was this guy a chatter last week? And then they're on the panel, and either they're I'm not sure what to. I mean, I don't want to start shitting on people.
I don't want. Yeah, we won't mention names.
No, we'll mention names. But you see a lot of people like. You're supposed to talk when you come on panel, right? You're supposed to have
be part of the conversation. Something.
Right. There are people just sit there like this for hours.
Yeah, it's like just
like, dude, say something.
Say something.
No, I did on stream with a lot of them. I know.
There's a few shows that I saw like that. I was like, I know who everybody is, but that guy and that guy isn't saying a goddamn word, and I don't know why he's here, and I've never heard of his name before, and his name isn't even like trying to be anything. And that was the other thing. It's like, okay, you got this world and Twitter is the only chance you get to like pick your nickname, So like I was a little careful. It's like, because of the I wanted a name that like tied into Joker and Harley Quinn and all that, because the original gimmick I was gonna go with about like my Harley Quinn died, so I call myself Harley Quinn as like my dedication to her, but I never went through with it. I was like,
that's kayfabe, sort of.
That's my kayfabe. Yeah, like, but I'm like, I'm not gonna go with it, but I like the alliteration and how it sounds, so I'm not gonna go through the trouble of like trying to rename myself like Dr. Joker Man 3000 or anything like that. So like, but then you got all these people and they don't have names that like you can't remember them, is what I'm getting at.
No,
they're the ones I call them the AA197 people. I'm like, I don't know who you are, and I won't remember you on the next show. You're not gonna get anywhere. I don't see how you're even going to get to be on one of the panel shows if you don't even have a name that people can remember. I mean, at least if you don't want to commit to a gimmick like us, if you don't want to commit to that, at least come up with a name people can remember.
Right. I'll give you a perfect example of people just not reading the room in a panel. There was one night I was on Wendy's show and Granny jumped on and Corn Diff jumped on, and the three of us were just riffing and we were giggling up a storm. We were having such a good time, and then some guy comes on, as I referred to him as Buzz Killington, comes onto the show and just starts talking. Wendy, why are you on this channel? Why are you not on your main channel? And all three of us just looked at him like, Well, that was fun.
Well, time to hit the dusty road.
Within 3 minutes, Corn Diff, Granny, and I were all gone. Like, hey, Wendy was great hanging out with you, but we knew this guy was going to be a massive fucking bore.
Like I said earlier, I've got work in the morning.
It's like, oh, this was fun, and now this guy's here.
And now this guy's here. Or like even worse, the ones that are like the no gimmick people and they're troublemakers. So they come onto the panel show. And I think what a lot of them try to do is they try to like start fights like my way of getting into this Dabbleverse. When I get on one of these shows, I'm gonna pick on one of the other panel members and I'm gonna have like a blowout feud with them, and then people are going to remember the name AA17Q9. And I'm like, no, they're not.
yeah, that's funny because like I'll be in a chat of a panel show. Just even some people I know. I don't ask for a link. I feel weird. I feel like asking for a link is like inviting yourself to a party.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, right. If you're there and they ask you, great. Now there are times I'll be in a chat and people will be like, "Send the puppet the link." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
You guys.
Oh,
God. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then eventually they'll send me something. But again, if I'm in a chat, I'm just there to listen. And if somebody wants to invite me on, if I'm not, doing something at the moment, I'm happy to go on. I enjoy doing this, and going on shows I haven't been on before. Like, doing tonight, just being on your show. Like, even I told people like when you first won movies with Tooké, I knew you from Dylan's chat, but I didn't know you. And so it's like you're like, I want to come on for Song of the South. I'm like, he seems like a nice enough dude. He's very funny in the chat, but I don't know the guy. So I was like, let me talk to Dylan. And Dylan's like, oh yeah, I'm having her on my show next week. Okay, I feel much better about it now. And I was talking to Jack, and Jack, oh yeah, Harley's a good dude. You can have him on. And then we had you on. You were great. And I was like, all right, see, I'm glad I didn't play gatekeeper. And it's like he's a guy that I'm not aware of from a different community, and it was great. And now you and I are buddies. We get to do stuff on shows together, and it's awesome. So I'm a big fan of meeting people from other communities and just meshing and seeing how it works. Is adding something else to the sauce, so to speak.
Yeah, and you can't be too married to any one of these communities anyway. It's like that's what's good about like Uncle Jack. He's got all 10 of his toes. I think he still has all 10 of his toes, but he's got 10 of his toes.
He's missing part of his tongue. That's all that's missing.
He's just missing. That's right. He's just missing part of his tongue.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been a little. I mean, me and him were on. Well, we were on Clown Town together at the same time a couple of times, and then of course with you the one time. Then on if Canada Girl's still in the chat, she had a stream up one night. Me and Uncle Jack were on, and he's just he's just a wild character. So I've always just been like, I always beat myself up. I never get to talk to him for very long. It's like he always would come on when I'm like, when I've taken my meds and it's time to go to bed, or I'm going to have very lucid dreams, and I don't want to have these lucid dreams.
Matt just said, did the puppet just say gatekeeper? No, enunciate better. Gatekeeper.
Let me ask you a question.
Or is it gate beeper? I don't know what that would mean. I had to do my own beep on somewhere here. Right.
If and the second the stream ends, I'll have like 9,080 beekeeping gatekeeping
thrown around your head.
Oh God! But yeah, like you had the bulging disc in your back. I used to my kind of joke is I was a semi-pro
herniated. He had bulging disc for years, but the herniated disc is what fucked him up.
Oh God! Well, what I have is like I used to semi-pro skateboard, and that's a slick way of saying I was really good, but not good enough to get paid to do it. And I never had a sponsor, but I was good. I was until one day. Me being a child of the 90s and not liking to wear protective headgear or anything like that.
Yep, same. Always played tackle football in the park with a lick of gear. Nothing.
No,
shoulder to shoulder, skull to skull.
Skull to skull. One day I slipped off that board and I landed straight on my ass on my tailbone and cracked my tailbone.
Oh, God.
So like that's why I'm perpetually sitting like I'm Spider-Man. Because if I don't sit like this with like my knees up like that, I'm in pain all the time. So I have to like completely. So if I didn't work from home, people would be like, "Why does he sit like that? It's so weird." And I'm gonna like, I'd have to put a sign up. I sit this way because I cracked my tailbone because I was an idiot skateboarder at some point. So please leave me alone.
Narm reminds me of a story because he wants confirmed Tooké has a secret basement with caged up gay cats. Listen, doesn't it? I mean, I'm sure most people with basements do, but I was in a strip club once. Well, not me. Nimrod was, but this is I'm too young to be in a strip club.
Too young. Way too young.
He was in there and he was drinking a bit. And he made eye contact with a stripper. And she came up and she was doing a little sexy thing. And he says to her, "You would look so good tied up in my basement." And she looked at you and he goes, "I'm just kidding. I don't have a basement." And she went like this. I think this is a joke. I think he's kidding.
Yeah, they're strippers. They're not exactly known for having a good sense of humor.
You would be surprised. I met some pretty funny strippers.
I have never met a funny one. I've met like the stereotypical airheaded one, and God Almighty, like I've said it before. I say I've put dozens of strippers through college because there's the best strip clubs on the planet in Texas.
Sweet.
Well, you end up going to the bad ones in the hood accidentally now and then, and it's just like the it just turns into like the Peter Griffin gif. No, the grandpa gif from The Simpsons, where he walks in and he's taking off his hat and then he puts it back on and goes back out the door. So I've accidentally wandered into a few that shouldn't have been hood strip clubs because they were not in a zip code that had a hood, but.
A. Thompson brings up a good point. He goes, the ones in the hood have great values. The problem is a lot of strippers have bullet wounds.
Fuck yeah. And it's no joke. I have counted dozens of C-section scars, dozens of very, very visible and thick, like thicker than a scar that Dusty Rhodes would have had on his forehead.
You see, brother, I know you want this lap dance.
Dusty? You're right, Dusty Rhodes, reincarnated hot stripper girl. I don't know how we got here.
Shivani, play that song I like, Shivani.
Okay, so we got some movies coming up on Movies with Tooké. What movies are coming up?
Okay, so next week we are watching American Psycho.
Oh wait, are you needing to return some videotapes?
Oh my goodness, fantastic! Yeah, it's like what we do is, like I said, we alternate between my pick and a wheel pick, and we're actually on our last wheel pick. And then what we do is we have like friends of the show and people that are regular, like regular chatters, regular people that are every week, basically really support us. Guys like Deadpool and Kip are in this chat. Not the bees. They're all getting picks in the wheel. What I do, I ask them, listen, give me 3 movies.
The bees.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. I couldn't believe Not the Bees was not there for the bees tonight. It's okay. I understand. But I say, listen, give me like 3 movies. So that's why I have like, sometimes, I mean, I love everybody, but sometimes their picks suck. So give me 3. I'll pick one. I'll put it on the wheel, and then we alternate week to week, back and forth. And like, so it's one week I pick a movie. Next week we spin the wheel. One week I can pick a movie. Next week we pick a wheel. B says he was there. He just wasn't up to chatting. Okay, good.
Oh, okay. Now I gotta ask, like anytime people talk about watching bad movies and riffing on them, it's like my first one is like, have you done Troll 2?
That okay. I'm giving it away, but Rev Fugly's picks, one of them was Troll 2. It's going on the wheel.
Okay.
So it's gonna be on there. It's gonna be on there. Now, here's the thing too. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a bad movie. This is like the sweet spot I say for this. It's a movie that's watchable, but has enough meat on the bone to goof on. So like I said, like The Fifth Element is a good movie. It's but
it is.
there's enough shit to goof on. So I like to find that middle ground a lot because I want people to enjoy the movie, but also still be able to sit there and shit on it like what we're doing.
Oh no, shit.
Yeah,
that's what it's like. The ones I had thought of that I really want to see people goof on is like I was mentioning to you all the other day. It's like the Leslie Nielsen's Animal Goes Crazy movie. What the fuck was that called again? I forgot again, and I looked it up while I was talking to you all. It's like Frenzy of the Animals or something stupid like that. That movie is outstanding.
Hello, Kahuna. Kahuna's here. Hey,
Kahuna, great. Hello. Hey, thanks for stopping in.
Stopping by. It's awesome.
Feel free to send me a bunch of money to my Venmo so I can paint myself. One of these days, hey, do you know this answer? This is like a random question.
Oh, by the way, Day of the Animals, Matt Hibner.
Day of the Animals. Yeah. That's it. God almighty, man. That movie scared. Yes, thank you. Who said that? Who gave us
Matt Hibner.
God, thank you. That fucking movie scared the ever-loving shit out of me as a little kid because there were so many of those like animals go fucking crazy and kill you, especially you little blonde-headed kid. You're fucking dead. You're fucking dead. That's how they came across to me. And I saw that movie as a little kid and I was convinced because I lived in the fucking woods and I was convinced that my woods was now housing all those crazed animals that wanted me dead, and at some point Leslie Nielsen was going to take his shirt off and try to R-word me. Because Leslie Nielsen plays a very mean man that tries to R-word somebody. And then of course Grizzly and the original Piranha movie with that sound effect that the fish would come after you. But there's just so many good. And have you ever seen Guy from Harlem?
No.
Okay, that one is 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 of goofy. It's a piece of hot. It's probably it may be one of the worst movies ever made. I mean, it's incompetent in every level. It's an absolute blast. I would say track it down, watch it, and you're gonna want to talk about that one.
A. Thompson brings up a good one. Piranha was great. We did watch Piranha.
Yeah,
movie with Tooké. Fantastic. That is actually the origin of the Spot the Fagoot on the show. When Kip started playing, we started spotting the fagoots on the show. And that was the origin of it. That was the episode that we started. Where Kip became the official fagoot spotter.
Oh my God, that's funny.
That was. Thompson brings up again. Yeah, it was there's a movie about giant killer rabbits. I think it's Night of the Lepus.
I've seen that, but it's like one of those movies. Like I know I've watched it, and I know I watched the whole thing because I remember laughing about it with my friends. It was one of those obvious like blue screen movies where it's like, okay, if the human and the rabbit are on the screen at the same time,
right? It's a split screen. The same thing with Fruit of the Gods. The same type of thing. The split screen, giant rats over here with the model, humans on this side. You almost make out that little line in the middle of the screen.
You can almost make it. And then another good example of blue screen was like King Kong 1976 or whatever. It's like after King Kong falls off the building, the woman is trying to console King Kong as he's dying, and she's petting air, but you're supposed to pretend that she's petting dying King Kong. Oh God, blue screen was some of the best awful shit. But God, I know I can't keep you, forever and ever and ever. But I guess
I'm off tomorrow, so don't worry about cutting yourself short. I can hang out for a little while.
Okay, good. Because I like that. That's the thing. It's like I try to remind myself, like, people's times are valuable, and some people are just nice and want to hang out, and or they don't want to say they don't want to hang out anymore, and they're holding themselves hostage. And I'm just like, you can give me the Iggy. You can just be like, well, I'm touching cotton. I gotta shit my brains out. I'm like, hey, yes, it's as good a time as any to hit the outro, which I haven't done one yet. Next stream, I'll have an intro and an outro for the people that sit through outros, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. Bye. That's the thing. And we're gone. We're all fantastic. Something like that. But
that's something I need to. I guess I need to like sit down for like 10 minutes and just figure out how to like. Make a stupid intro screen that has like the little countdown timer as part of it. And I mean, I don't know why it's important. It just is. It's like all the other shows seem to have one. So I think, well, maybe I should have one too when I like pick a different song that won't get my YouTube channel struck. Because like I know enough about like production music and shit like that. I know how to fly under the radar. Obviously don't pick a a Madonna song or something like that. You
can borderline as we leave you for the evening.
Here's Borderlines. And I was saying that's the weirdest thing. And again, you made me see a shiny new branch all of a sudden. It's like I ain't never heard in my entire fucking life of like two people, Karmic and Felicia, that hate one person so bad, that person being Pat Dixon, that they fuck in his dishonor. They hate him so bad that they're fucking.
they print out a Pat Dixon blanket, throw a blanket and fuck on top of it.
I've never heard of that. I've hated lots of people in my life, and I've never been like, I'm gonna fuck his girlfriend because I hate him so bad.
Meanwhile, Pat's like, go ahead. She's a crazy bitch. I don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, she, go ahead. She, yeah. I used to get to go on his a lot. And and that's like going back to like what you were saying earlier. It's like when I would go into the chats, I would, they would badger him for a while. It's like, send Harley the link, send Harley the link. He probably had me on too much last year. It seemed like I was on about like twice a week last year. And he just hit a saturation point where it's like, I need to give the clown a break for a while.
There is such a thing as like overexposure. Like you do too many shows. And people are like, people are like, oh, is this fucking guy again? It's a balance. And also, you need some fucking time to yourself. To vegetate.
And because we're not naming names, because we're not those type of people, there's a name on the tip of my fucking tongue that I want to scream into the camera right now. That's like one of those people's like, no matter what show I click on, and I'll lurk for like 10 minutes and be like, I don't want to watch this anymore, and click off of it. It's like I click on one of them panels, so God damn it, there it is. There's that person again.
There's
others. There's others, and I'm like, God, fucking.
She's been making the rounds lately.
It's like, and it goes back to like, okay, if you're gonna have a gimmick, have a gimmick. If you can be funny, be funny. But you got to have something. You got to bring something to the table. I don't know what, You're
and there's the people that are just the opposite, Harley. Like any show they go on as a guest, if there's another guest on there, they instantly have to drag them onto their show. It's just like this dude. Stop pillaging other people's guests. Jesus Christ.
I'm like, oh God Almighty. And then there's the other thing I have a problem with is the conflict shows. I'd been invited on a bunch of this. That's my code word for them. It's like they're not funny or funny. They're not fun. They're not funny. They're the panel shows that like it's just fighting, and I'm like, I I don't fit in with that. I don't know why I would go on some of these shows. So I just like, yeah, that's where I have to be the one that politely, turns down the link or whatever. So I don't see what I would add to like the shows that you go on there and there's like 10, I don't know, I'm just making this, like 10 people bitching about Ashley Cummings and they're really pissed off. I'm like, why are you so mad at Ashley Cummings for existing? I kind of don't get it. It's like you could find something else to waste your energy on.
Honestly, for the most part, the only Jack last time likes to jump into other shows and check stuff out. But sometimes I'll go with them. But like, I don't want to be involved in any of like the hate shows where people just like this, just rip it, calling each other disgusting names. I'm fine with calling someone a disgusting name, but when it's contrived, it's like you two fight now. This is fucking stupid. People just like this. Oh, now I'm gonna find out where your uncle lives, and I'm gonna send them a shoehorn. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Why is this that important to you? The hate shows I'm not a fan of. I don't know. I accidentally bounced onto one or two a couple times, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta find a way to get the fuck out of here without looking like I'm just pissing off.
You gotta hope it's one of the shows that have like an intermission or something. And if it don't, then you're just there till you can think of something. Oh, I gotta help my neighbor bury a body. It just sounds realistic. But yeah, I mean,
I double book prostitutes. I gotta go work this out. I'll see you guys later.
Double booking a prostitute. Now that's embarrassing. In real life, one time I was talking to two girls. It was like a Saved by the Bell episode. I had two dates at the same time.
You froze the camera and talked to the people watching. I didn't really think like this was going to happen, but here we are.
You're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. Yeah, exactly. And I remember, it was the most awkward, and it's not even a good story. There's no good way of telling it. But I was talking to two girls at the same time, and I was making headway with both. And what I was doing was, it's not that I was being greedy, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try to pull off having two girlfriends at the same time. I was trying to figure out, is either one of them going to be my girlfriend? So I'm going to talk to as many girls as I can. And I accidentally booked two girls to come to my house on the same day. Oh my God, Jesus! Let me be clear that once girl 2 showed up, they both figured out what was going on, and it wasn't a 3-way. They figured it out, and they let me know.
the great in-call incident.
I was like, oh no, this isn't how these movies go on the Brazzers.com and all. This is the opposite. This is like the Bizarro Brazzers. But no, I was like, oh God. I was like, and there was no explaining it. It was like, what was I going to say? The truth? The truth was bad. The truth was, well, I didn't know it. I didn't know if it was going to work out with either of you. So I just thought I'd keep talking to you and figure it out as I went, and
it's redundancy. I was going for redundancy.
I got fuck you, motherfucker, quite a bit, and then I had to mark a couple of places on a map to like, do not go into this city, do not go to this zip code for a period of months until I know that girl is no longer there.
Right. Wait for her to be murdered by a different guy, and then you'd be safe.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what I don't kind of get about these like adjacent shows. It's like, why are the chatters going at one another? Like, why are the chatters feuding with each other? It's like, why? I would imagine most of them should like. I don't get it. I like, why would you be so offended by like what an AA-17 says that you have to like invite yourself onto a show to scream at another AA-17 and then you both have like your panels where you're both sitting in your car in your lunch break at Kroger yelling at each other.
I gotta admit, I did that one time.
Oh,
so we were on Lunatic Lounge. I think it was it was No Filter. And I don't know if you heard about the Joey incident where JBX went to his house There was a big confrontation. Joey C. Remember that the guy went to his house with his giant moon boots and got into a confrontation with Joey's wife and with Joey, and then Joey chased him off the property.
That wasn't that very recent, like within a month or so.
No, it was probably like maybe 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, even.
I must be thinking of something else, and I swear there was one like what you just mentioned. There were somebody on screen. It looked like they had a gun.
Yes, from Joey's security footage, his brother-in-law had a gun. Oh, by the way, you're allowed. It's Florida. He's allowed to have the gun.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything wrong. But so what happened was he went on BYB, and obviously Quad hates Joey, so he kind of let this guy run with his narrative. And he was just lying through his fucking teeth. And I got annoyed. So I was in the chat. I said, you know what? Send me the fucking link. so I went on and I confronted him, and he pretended like he couldn't hear me for the first 5 minutes. I can't hear him. I'm like, okay, you don't need to hear me. I'm just gonna talk. I went off on all his shit, and finally, suddenly he could hear me again. Oh, what a miracle! You can hear me. And then he and I went at it for a bit. Stuff.
Now, did you do it with the puppet? Did you do it with
100%? Yeah, it's a puppet. Yeah. Nimrod's a big pussy. I'm the badass of the two of us. They went at him as a puppet. And then, so we had that was like 10, 15. It wasn't that long. And then I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I made my point. Have a good night.
Oh, that's outstanding, though. Now, doing it as the puppet makes it all worth it.
Dude, the first time I ever got into a fight as the puppet, as me, I was on Wendy's show, and there's a guy named Fireman John. I think he shows up. He shows up in in Rico chats. He used to anyway. And he came up and he was clearly drunk. And he's like, Wendy, this is a Tooké. This is a guy. This is a Tooké. He's different, not Tooké. And I'm like, yeah, dude, she knows that. She knows I'm Tooké. I'm not Tooké. Wendy knows. Wendy's aware of who I am. Hey, Wendy, he's an asshole. Wendy, he's an asshole. And I'm like, dude, are you really about to start a fight with a puppet? Is this really what you're thing is?
Yeah.
Right. And then once he decided to go, I verbally destroyed the man. I destroyed the man. And then he lost his signal for a second, ended up in chat. So I proceeded just to bitch slap this person without his presence for about 10 solid minutes. And here's the best part. At the end, I said, just so you know, John, every time I see you in a chat, I'm going to call you Patricia because you're my bitch. Your name's Patricia now. Every time I see you, I go, hey, Patricia, because you are now, I have made you my bitch. And I'm like, people are like, why the fuck are people fucking arguing with why are you arguing with a puppet?
Yeah, and they're even doing the low-hanging fruit. It's like, it's not the first, it's what, the 10,000th time that someone thinks that they're the first person coming in on. That's not B Dabbler Network's Tooké. That's an imposter.
Right. Well, people, you're fake Tooké. And I always go, yes. Way to figure out the gimmick. Fantastic. Like, not the Beast, but because Fireman John, I remember that guy and him fighting with his lady on a hot mic once. Yeah, I do remember that happened later. That was much after that, though. Long after
one time it was weird. I was like, my kind of similar story, similar-ish. Like, I was lurking and just kind of watching MLC one day, and he Kevin was reading something where my name was on the screen. It's like, oh, what a coincidence! I mean, Kevin Sullivan's going to say my username live on the air. Who can believe this? He'll never know who the fuck I am, but it was cool hearing him go, Dr. Harley Quinn. He was mad about whatever he was mad about. And then, I'll look over in the chat because I wanted to see if there was any reactions to that, because I didn't know how much connected tissue with what I've done would do in the. And someone in the chat wrote the dumbest thing I ever read. It's like, you know why he wears that paint, don't you? Because he's crazy. You fucking retard. No shit. You dummy.
Wow. That's the astute observation, fucking Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund retard? Jesus Christ.
I see our good friend 4K in chat who says 2K is an imposter.
No, that's how you do a joke where the person has to think for a couple of steps. Okay, 4K, 2K, math.
That's kind of funny, but because there was one time, you know Helga, remember Helga and Lisa used to have like the two trans ladies that had their show.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah. Okay, so the guy who was the producer for their show, JJ, said, "Hey, listen, I want you to come on the show. I want you to pretend to be Tooké and see how long it takes him to figure it out."
Yeah.
So obviously, I don't sound anything like Tooké. I can't do a Tooké impression.
Oh, no,
but
no,
I know enough about Tooké and his interaction with them that I can make point. So I went on with them 2 different times for roughly an hour and a half total. They never for a second didn't think I was Tooké. It's fucking amazing. I'm like, they're gonna figure this out after 10 minutes. They brought up DabbleCon. Oh yeah, Helga, remember DabbleCon? You set that table up and Helga. Oh yeah, that was great. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm pulling this off. How does this happen? How did he not figure this out yet? I'm clearly not Tooké.
You just keep mentioning things Tooké does forever. You remember that one time that me and you, and it was clearly me with you.
I got the answer to the greatest question I've ever asked a person in my entire life. Yes. I said to Helga, I said, Helga, you obviously you talk, right? Oh yeah. That's right. I always talk. I said, okay, have you ever sneezed and accidentally peed in your own butthole? And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, oh yeah, it's happened. I'm like, yes, I got an answer to that question. Fantastic. Because Helga's an older woman. We'll go with woman here. But yeah, so the fact that she answered yes, and she was totally like, oh yeah, absolutely. That's
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. With that voice, essentially.
I mean, I've always wondered, it's like, well, how come, you can't poop without peeing, so why can't you pee without pooping a little?
Yeah, that's a weird, I guess it has to be in the chamber, so to speak. It's funny, like you brought up Tooké earlier. Tooké, he'll mention me on a show sometimes, and he always says, like, I'm the guy Tooké does the shows that, like, Tooké, all the shows I don't want to do, like, Tooké will do those shows, so I don't have to do them. And I referred to myself as, like, the Gallagher 2 of the Dabbleverse. So it's like Gallagher used to send his brother Gallagher 2 to all the shit cities he didn't want to go to. It's the same thing. It's like that can be my place in Tooké's army. I can go do shows he doesn't want to do.
You're doing the backyard wrestling tour. So, it's like you're not going to get Ricky Morton, but we'll send Robert Gibson to the Outlaw Mud show in Tennessee. Right.
Like Cardiff, I've legitimately been on more shows. Like I've been on a few shows with Cardiff where we've had like a long interaction and had fun. So I really enjoyed hanging out with Cardiff too. But Tooké, like I said, at some point I will send them hey, if you want to, no pressure, no problem, say no. But the invite, I would love to have him on Movies with Tooké one time. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you would as long as you were just paying attention to what was going on in their world that week, and it didn't sound like it was a busy week. Like if it,
most people. I would like people like that. I genuinely like on the show. I'll do the open invitation. Hey, listen, pick a Sunday. Let me know. If you let me know a couple weeks in advance. Great. I'll put that Sunday aside and make sure we got something. Either when you want to bring a movie, or I'll give you like a list of movies you can pick from. Whatever. Mm-hmm. I'll try. Like I talked to Annie Ryan on Dylan's show. Okay. And I said, we were both we were in the bonus show chat. So it was like there's a few of us in the bonus show chat, and I was just talking to Annie. I said, Annie, would you like to maybe do Movies with Tooké? She said, oh yeah, I'd like to do it. So I sent her a message the other day. Hopefully she gets it. He gets back and I told her, listen, pick a week. If you want to pick a movie, great. If not, you just come on a week. You just hang out with the whatever movie we're watching. So I try to I guess I try. When I really want someone to do the show, and I really enjoy their stuff, I try to be very as accommodating as possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's everything I've noticed from getting to hang out with you. You're all you and everybody else very accommodating. In my wheelhouse of comfortability, if that makes any sense. Because I just don't see the point in taking this stuff too seriously.
No, absolutely. Kid says 2K talks like I think. Yes, I am part of the Underverse 2K. I'm Dabbleverse adjacent at best. That's all. But it worked for the joke. It's all.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Dabbleverse thing, it's reminding me of like the year 2000.com bubble. It's like I think we're right there. I think it's about to just poof.
Well, I think there are two things that could revive the Dabbleverse. One, if John legit goes through this lawsuit and it gets to not exposure, what the fuck? No, God damn it! But they have to like this like
Discovery.
Discovery. If it gets to Discovery, then that's gonna be that shows for months.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing that could have happened that didn't, which really bums me out, was Howard retiring, because all those guys who know John, who work on that show, who weren't able to go do this stuff, could have just come running over and be like, "Yep, John's a piece of shit. I hate John. This is why he's an asshole. Here's a story." And all those guys that work there currently could have come over and done the shows like with Shuli and Carl, and that I think would have really revived the Dabbleverse. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Apparently, Howard's signing a new contract, so boo. Go away, Howard. We want these people on Shuli's show. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to get those stories, but can't fault those guys. They kind of figured out an easy way to get to their own retirement now. They just got to do milk toast kind of lame shows for the next couple of years, and God, I mean, I'm not going to say anything new that anyone else hasn't said, but obviously that show quit being what it was when he started having guests on, and he wasn't goofing on them. Like, he would have legitimate stars on there, but he would goof on them.
He ostracized his whole audience because he wanted a new audience. He didn't want the people. He actually called his audience a bunch of racist, and he didn't want them as his audience anymore.
Yeah.
So he decided to develop this. I'm a great interviewer. I'm going to ask people about their therapy every 5 seconds, and then he started appealing to people that were never his fans, and that's why he gets 250,000 listeners when he used to get 20 million.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally told people, if you voted for Trump, don't watch my show.
Yes, he did.
Don't listen to my show. And so, I mean, fuck you then. I wasn't watching anyway, but go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And then there's the cough of 2020. He was he was of the mindset like, you should just get all the jabs, all of them, all the time. Right.
The guy's gone to therapy for 20-something years. It hasn't done a damn thing for. He is the biggest commercial for not bothering with therapy that I've ever seen in my entire life.
If therapy worked, why would you be in it for 20 years?
Exactly. Yes.
It's like, okay,
it's just a work in progress. Fucking finish already.
So, I mean, would you say the same thing about herpes? Would you go to the herpes doctor for 20 years if it wasn't getting cured? You're like, yeah, you know what? I'll go the first time, and when I find out it ain't gonna work, I'll circle back when there's a medicine that can clear up the bacterial infection of my nether regions. But I'm like, okay, yeah, I know some people. He has too much money to have mental problems. You just can't. Well, you gotta grow a pair. He has more money than the world. It's like Elon Musk and then him.
Right. Well, that's the thing, though. He can afford to have those mental problems because he doesn't have. He's got a $20 million house he can hide in. You know what I mean? He could be agoraphobic and still basically live at a fucking resort his entire life. Whereas a regular person has those issues and they're in some shitty fucking apartment somewhere. So he's just he can afford to be eccentric. Like when someone's rich, they're eccentric. When they're poor, they're batshit crazy.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
That's the huge difference. It's always been like that too, and no one will acknowledge that in the real world. It's like, yeah, you can be, like that guy. Well, his name, that horrible name his parents gave him, Army Hammer. The guy that he got in a little not trouble, but there was texts released of him where he was talking to a female and he was making it sound like he legitimately wanted to be a cannibal. And he's from the Arm and Hammer family. So he himself is just a millionaire by default just for being one of the kids. So he's just eccentric. But I send that message to my neighbor and I get picked up by the cops.
Right. And Kip brings up a good point. Imagine the money Stern's therapists have made. Holy shit! They've raked in. And Dylan brings up teen mom Farrah Abraham. Yes, I've seen her pornography, Dylan. I'm sure you have too.
I have.
Stern show appearance is worth analyzing. Artie was chastised by Howard for goofing on teen mom's bullshit, kissing a D-list celebrity's ass because of their agent. Like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you might be able to like almost draw a line in the sand there and say like the official beginning of the end of the Howard Stern as we know it was sometime after Artie was gone, but not. It was pretty close to it, but there's a gap. I can't there's not like one show in particular where it's like this is the new era of Howard Stern. It was like a gradual, and then it turned into this. Like one of the first ones I remember hearing when I I have Sirius in my car, like probably everyone else. I just do the trick every year where I threaten to cancel, and they're like, "No, we'll let you have it for $7 a month." I'm like, "All right, I'll keep it for $7 a month." But I'm listening to him on a long drive, and I just decided to just keep it on there, and it goes to an interview with a Kardashian, and it was. It was like 2011 or something like that. And I was expecting him to make fun of her, and he fucking didn't. It was a serious interview, and I hated it. Yeah. It was one of the worst things I ever heard. Like
everyone was listening. What a great interview is. It's the same interview over and over again. It's not talking about your mom and how does it hurt your dad didn't really love you and all therapy bullshit. Like, dude, shut up. Make a dick joke for fuck's sake.
Yeah, make a dick joke. It's like no one wants to talk about their parents anyway, and you're not going to want to talk about them on on national radio or television in front of like millions of people or anything like that. It's like, and no one in the Dabbleverse or whatever, like any of us chatters are going to start talking to each other about our parents. How awkward of a conversation would that be?
Right. If we started off this show with you going, so tell us about your childhood trauma, I'd be like, are you fucking serious?
Or if I go on one of these shows, tell me about your childhood trauma. And I will respond with, I will not. You can just dream up whatever you want to dream up, and I will never confirm nor deny. I don't know. There's I don't know. There's a lot with this here goofy little inner verse that we've kind of figured ourselves into, or at least for the time being. So I don't know, but like, what do you got on tap this week? What are the shows that you're going to be doing this week?
Let's see. I might be doing a Space. Lou has a show called Space Donkeys. He's asked me on a few times, so I might be doing that on Monday, probably in, I would guess, 7:00-ish time. Tuesday we have the Benny Fitz show. Okay, you've been on a few times. Benny Fitz, of course, is we have a lot of fun. That's our one like legit panel kind of show. We just kind of hang out and talk about whatever. Wednesday, Liberal Karen's Gone Wild on Rock Talk Live, the same as Benny Fitz Rock Talk Live.
Now explain that one. I haven't gotten to do that one, but my impression was, and if it's not, I'm giving you an idea free of charge. I'm assuming you all try to find videos of like Karens like in the wild acting like just cunts.
Liberals basically losing their minds over stuff. Instead of just like just just coming up with idiotic stuff and making fun of it. So it's a clip show. Just to watch people lose their minds, and some genuinely angry, like Woke Dad. We'll cover some Woke Dad stuff. That guy enrages me every time he shows up on screen. It's just terrible.
Oh, yeah. Well, that reminds me, when I hear Woke Dad, my first thought is something that happened down here. It was like, it was that national news story. You probably heard about that Carmelo Hayes, or I don't know if that's his name or whatever.
Carmelo Anthony.
That's it. I get his name confused with the wrestler.
The ex-Nick is named Carmelo Anthony. We just spelled with a C instead of a K. And it was like every time you say the guy's name, you must be like, please change your name, please, and beg you.
Please change it, please, God. Well, the dead kid's dad is like the wokest guy on earth down here in DFW.
Oh, he's the worst.
Like anyone that's read about that, it's like, man, your kid is dead and you are cucking yourself to this fucking family and
the modern day Reginald Denny.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same kind of mindset.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's like, you know, what went on down here, you know, it's, oh my God. And in the real world, people down here are just like, you know, they're very angry about it, but you know, but you get one woke guy with some traction on the internet and it kind of changed like a narrative. I'm like, come on. It's like we've gotten to the point now. It's like with a lot of the liberal stuff. It's like people aren't even comfortable calling out like disgusting bullshit anymore. It's like, hey, you gotta pretend, don't acknowledge the color of the skin of the people that are starting fights in Waffle House every night. No, you're the bad person if you point out the color of their skin.
Right. The pattern recognition is the most racist thing on the planet.
It's the worst. It's the absolute worst thing on the planet at all. It's like, okay, it's like down here. There's a very high end mall, very high end. It's got all the major stores like Gucci and Rolex and this, that, and the other. And you go to that mall and you feel fucking safe. They have police presence and everything because we don't fuck around down here. This is at California where we post signs that say, "Hey, we understand that you're really hungry, but you got to keep your theft under $950 or it's a felony." You know, we don't advertise like that. You steal a shirt off the rack down here, you're gonna get a weighted glove fist to the fucking face. But like if you just camp out in front of like Gucci or whatever and watch, you'll eventually see a gaggle of teens go in and you can tell that like the whole store is watching and it's like we don't put up with this shit here. This is Texas, it's not California. So if you're not gonna buy that fucking thing, you need to get the fuck out of here. And I've got
the milk and bread in here.
Oh yeah. I got to witness with my own eyes many a time, you know, people getting arrested and literally doing the I didn't do nothing. And the last one that I saw that I got like footage of, it was one of the women that wore those Star Trek looking shower caps.
Oh God.
You already know the woman is a fucking nightmare if she's out in public with one of those Star Trek shower caps. But yeah, it's like that liberal bullshit's gotten so out of control. It's like we can't even be comfortable noticing anything anymore. We're the bad guy. You know?
Dylan brings up a point that we brought up before, but he says try not to laugh at the Zimbabwe helicopter. It's impossible. It's impossible. That and that bridge that they built and they cut the ribbon and the bridge collapsed when they cut the ribbon. It was across like this little stream thing. It was apparently a load bearing ribbon.
Oh my
God! Bridge collapsed with all of them on it.
I mean, it goes back to the old Sam Kinison joke. You live in sand, move, leave.
And you know what this is? You know what this is? This is sand. You know what's going to be 1,000 years from now? Fucking sand.
But every virtue signaling, you know, celebrity or multimillionaire every year will take that photo op where they go to Africa and they're in the sand and behind them is a bunch of villagers. You know, they may or may not be chucking spears, but behind them are villagers of a certain race, and the celebrity is. He's kneeled down on the ground, and beside of him is a water faucet. Because now this little whatever you call it village is going to have clean water. Yeah, it's going to have clean water for a week because you can't teach them how to upkeep this shit.
Right. I think it wasn't it a hand pump? It was like a hand pump, right? And again. Trillions of years in this place, and they can't figure out how a pump works.
They can't figure out a pump.
This guy has to come and build it for them.
They can't figure out a pump.
Everything.
We invented everything. Well, then explain to me how come every time I see footage of where you all came from, it still looks like the same huts that you all built 500 years ago. It's like, I thought you all invented everything Wakanda.
I was just going to say, do you know how many people had to explain that Black Panther wasn't a documentary too? This isn't a place. This is not a place. It's a fucking, it's a comic book. It's calm the fuck down.
That's one of the movies I had, in my own personal stooge test of like, with the real life friends that have nothing to do with this stuff. It's like, if you've recommended me Black Panther, I know, yeah, we ain't really friends. And I know that you're recommending it because you know that I want to say certain words that I can't really get away with. And you might be trying to trick me a little bit. So I have you added to the stooge list. There's like people that in my current job and past couple of jobs that like they'll recommend movies because they're trying to gauge that reaction, see if they can't catch me saying something. Like someone recommended that god awful 2021 Resident Evil TV show where they race swap people and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, and they knew what they were doing. They were like gauging my reaction. So I just went the other direction with them. Like, I just wasn't happy with the special effects or the writing or the acting. I was just lying through my teeth. I was really pissed off about the race swap.
Like, call, by the way.
Yeah. And then there was any modern show like the what was that one that last video Fallout that's on like HBO or whatever?
I didn't see it. I am aware, but I didn't actually see that one.
Well, I sat through it for 30 minutes and then a stunning and brave transsexual appeared on the screen. It's like, yeah, it's a good time as any to, just fine. I'll go watch a 1970s Hulk episode, And
I had a friend of mine who recommended. I think it was. I hate the Fast and Furious movies. I think they're maybe among the most moronic shit ever put on a film screen. But she said, and I quote, "No, you got to watch Fast 5. It's different. This is like which is totally you're gonna." So I watched it, and I think I got to the point where the Mini Coopers were dragging 70 trillion pound safes around the city, and I was like, this is fuck. And I was like, do I tell her that she's never allowed to recommend anything to me ever again? And then I remembered what a great pair of tits she has, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna say, yeah, this is a great pick. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. In life is like a never-ending game of rock, paper, scissors, and tits always wins.
Yes, not yet A. Thompson. I do want to check that one. Yeah, tits. Yeah. And it did mean, and we were also banging on and off, so that helped also to make up for it. So.
And then like what that other show that's like the king and queen of they them wokeness, the other video game show, The Last of Us.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God. Did you see she said she wants to play Spider-Man?
I did, and it just made me so nauseous. I mean,
the funniest comment I saw when someone said, "Dude, the mask isn't squared." Like, no,
I've never seen an uglier they them in my life. What a gigantic waterhead.
She's a weird looking kid.
She's weird.
And I loved her on when she was on Game of Thrones. I loved her character.
Really?
I thought she was great on it. Yeah, I thought she was great on Game of Thrones. And then she's on this, and I'm like, and here's the thing too. I liked her in the first season. She actually reminded me of a good friend of mine. And the second season, I'm like, oh, I can't stand this chick anymore. She sucks. I can't stand. You're awful. What a terrible person you are. Go away.
I see what I did the smart thing accidentally with that show. I went in blind. I saw the first episode and the first episode only. And I thought it was excellent. I was like, holy shit, what a great show. And then I got warned by people I trust online how immediately starting with the second episode, it's like the wokeness is a 10. There's going to be gay sex and interracial this and this and that and this and that.
Right.
Everything
all the agenda. Like all the agenda stuff. Yeah.
All the agenda stuff is going to start on like episode 2. So if you liked episode 1, just stop. Just stop right there and just be happy you had that memory and go on with your life. So I was like, okay, I'm glad I did that with that show. God, I would love to think the Agenda television shit is coming to an end, but I just don't think it is, because
I here's the thing: we're getting the tail end of the recent regime shit.
Yeah,
like, there's stuff coming out now that was very woke, because woke was in vogue when they started producing it. But I think you're going to start seeing like for instance, Fantastic Four. There wasn't any kind of woke.
Was Fantastic Four okay to watch? Or
I enjoyed it. I really
did.
Enjoyed it.
Okay,
Fantastic Four was one of my favorite comics ever, and I was like, all right, they finally looks like they actually did Fantastic Four, but the other ones all sucked. So I was like, they finally got Fantastic Four, but Thunderbolts. There wasn't any.
Yeah,
I like. Thunderbolts was great. No woke. Didn't shove any woke bullshit down.
None. So it was just a good comic book movie.
Yeah. So I'm starting. I think we're starting to see. I think they realize. Listen, we want people to actually see these fucking movies. And if the first thing what the fuck Ironheart. I got halfway through the second episode, and I was like, nah, I'm just no fucker. I'm not sitting through another minute of this. This is garbage. I'm not sitting through it. I'm sorry. This is terrible.
Then there was the one that had like the Christian Ritter, and like in the first episode she has sex with a black guy, and I was like, I'm not watching this shit.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. And she's actually on. She was on Dexter this season.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I she's just going to be one of them actresses that I just like forever, because she was, in Breaking Bad.
Right.
But I still was like deeply disappointed seeing her in that Marvel TV show that's part of the Daredevil universe, and she's like doing a black guy, and I'm like,
Jessica Jones. Well, in the comics, she and Luke Cage are married, even. Like, yeah, I know. But she was such a minor nothing character in the comics. The fact that they made her give her own series was insane to me.
Yeah, because I never heard of her. I mean, my full-time comic book buying has been up for a while. I'm just now, I just hoard the classics these days.
Right.
It's like, as far as like my full-time comic book buying, where I was buying tons of them every week, I would say I retired in 1995. And after that, it's just like, here and there, or like what I just showed you, the giant omnibus of Secret Wars, so I can just have it all in one place. Or like I got like this gigantic thing of the first 100 issues of the Hulk, and that's where I'm at now. So I never even heard of that
compendiums.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, they were part of the Power Man and Iron Fist, which was a running comic in the early '80s.
I remember them because Power Man, he used to wear yellow, and he had
the metal headband. Yeah.
I actually had some of them. I didn't mind it back then.
I have a pretty insanely large comic book collection. I only really stopped maybe 6-7 years ago. I was like, really? It got too woke. It got this. The wokeness is overwhelming. I'm like, I can't. I just realized they're not writing these for me anymore. There's no point in continuing with this. These aren't written for me. There's an agenda. I don't give a shit about their agenda. I'm not going to bother anymore.
It's like there's DC Comics, in my opinion, got like way worse with that, because I've got like screenshot after screenshot.
Superman's gay son.
Yeah. And there's
super fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least this one is, he's immune to the monkeypox.
I've got green crypto cum all over me. Oh
no! No, there's like this one popular panel that's been floating around for a little bit now, that like Harley Quinn is walking with somebody, and this somebody is a person of color, and this person of color like looks at Harley Quinn and says, "You know what? Here's the thing: you can't punch systemic racism in the face like you'd punch Batman." I'm like,
do you know why you can't? Because it's fucking imaginary.
It's imaginary.
just
real.
like you can't punch the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. It's fucking it's because there is no such thing. It's all horseshit.
It's all horseshit. It's not real.
No.
You can the white guilt agenda that started in the summer of 2020 making up this shit. Because of our guilt, we have to have unqualified people in positions that they shouldn't have in the fucking first place. And my place of business, there you go. And just where I work, you see people that can barely fumble together sentences. I've got people above me in my food chain that I know that they got their job for a reason, and I can prove it because I can see their workload, and their workload is being online, having the green check mark in Microsoft Teams, and that's it. Just being online is their job.
Right.
There were other funny panels that I saw too that were popular. There's this one of the stunning and brave transsexual, and it is being asked. It's like, hey, you're going out at night. You're going to be safe, aren't you? And the stunning and brave person says, like, listen, I've got this back because me being a trans person in Gotham, please, of course I'm going to watch I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, because you know how Gotham had always been regarded as anti-trans.
Yes. Matt is reporting us to the NAACP. No.
And I've already been reported to the United Negro College Fund, so it's not going to be...
It's Negro College Fund and the advancement of colored people. So shouldn't you be allowed to use both those words since they're in both those organizations' names? You should be allowed to use both of them, right?
And they still exist. It's not like they're discontinued or renamed even. Nope, they're active, and that is their current name.
Right. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored Persons. That's what the NAACP says. So I should be able to say colored. It should be fine.
I should be able to say it. I should be able to say it nice and loud and proud. I shouldn't have to feel like,
Dylan says, smear the queer is the official city game of Gotham City.
Oh God, it's like, I mean, I saw a great parody video from Australia of all places where someone was wanting to report a crime, but they were so woke they just couldn't. They refused to explain the gender or skin identity of the person. It was very infuriating and funny at the same exact time.
I love when you hear a white person say this. Oh, just when we need another black person in jail. Well, yes, we do. If that person's committing crime, yes, we need them in jail. Sorry. We do. That's what they need to be. Stupid.
Yeah, and I saw someone that posted a video and we know what happened on the train ride with Daniel Penny, and then someone posted a video later that showed an advancement of colored person acting up on a train. And the person that uploaded the video said, this is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to get involved. If you see someone like this, just understand that their life, they've probably been the victim of systemic racism, and just let them act out. Just keep looking toward the ground and don't do anything, and you'll probably be okay. But I'm like, oh my God, these lunatics live in a different reality.
Oof, man. Well, Harley, after doing 4 hours of movies...
On that happy note.
Yeah, right. After doing 4 hours of movies with Tooké and 2.5 hours here, your mom's going to need rotator cuff surgery in the morning. So, his shoulder's killing him right now.
No shit. Yeah, no shit. So we're gonna wrap up right here, guys.
Yeah, this is a good spot.
This is a good spot as any, ending on the NAACP.
You know me.
we haven't even, gotten into the Jewish Defense League or Gaza or anything like that.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
we'll save those ha-has for another stream.
The really fun stuff.
Really fun stuff.
What do you mean carpet bomb Palestine? What are you talking? Oh, nothing. I didn't say anything.
We didn't say nothing. This stream, nothing was said on this stream at all today. But everybody in the chat, thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Thank Tooké from France for stopping by. How can they follow you?
Easiest place is follow me at Tooké Puppet. Well, without the little accent, at Tooké Puppet on X. I post everything I'm doing there. It's the easiest way to find out what I'm doing.
Very good. Very good. All right, guys. We're going to say goodbye, and hopefully next Sunday we'll be doing something else. I don't know what yet. It might be a wrestling stream. I'm
cool.
We're talking with, Dylan and maybe Earl Skakel about doing something. I'm not sure if we're doing that next week or not or anything right now, but that's a fingers crossed thing for in the future. But, hopefully I'll be doing something with somebody next week. But until then, adios. And I am hitting in